AM 1020 KDKA.
72 and partly cloudy at 10 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. New information this hour. Russian President Vladimir Putin says he hopes to meet next week with President Donald Trump, possibly in the United Arab Emirates. Now, the news comes on the eve of a White House deadline for Moscow to show progress toward ending the war in Ukraine. At present, Moscow and Kyiv remain far apart on conditions for peace. Higher import taxes on goods from over 60 countries, including the European Union, Japan, and South Korea, are now in effect. The tariffs are part of President Trump's strategy to reduce the trade deficit and encourage foreign investment in the U.S., while critics are concerned about higher inflation. A Moon Township man died last night in an officer-involved shooting in Pittsburgh. Police responded to a domestic disturbance in Greenfield around 10:15 p.m. at a residence in the 4100 block of Murray Avenue. Allegheny County Police Superintendent Chris Carney told KDKA-TV officers went inside and were confronted by a man with a knife.
Two officers ended up firing their weapons while they were on the stairs. A male subject was wounded. The officers tended to the male subject. He was transported to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead. And
the medical examiner's office has identified him as 24-year-old Matthew Foster. Allegheny County detectives are handling the investigation. A Robinson Township officer has been charged in a road rage incident. Steve Pies was off duty when he allegedly punched business owner Al Canella because he didn't yield to Pies at an intersection. The criminal complaint says Pies followed Canella to the parking lot of Al's Texaco on July 2nd and punched him in the face with enough force to knock him out. 5 days later, Canella was diagnosed with fractured ribs. Pies is out on bond pending a preliminary hearing and is on paid leave with Robinson Police. The former site of a Springdale power plant could become a high-tech AI data center. With more on that, here's News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush.
Springdale residents got their first look at a proposed massive data center at the site of the former Cheswick generating station on Wednesday. Developers are proposing two large structures at the site, a 565,000 square foot hyperscale data center and a 200,000 square foot mechanical cooling plant. The project would use 180 megawatts of energy, the equivalent of 20% of what the old 3 Mile Island nuclear generating station produced, and would create 80 to 100 permanent jobs. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 140 points at 44,333. The Nasdaq is up 207 points, and the S&P is up 35. KDKA Sports, Aaron Rodgers spoke his mind Wednesday about the 3 games the Steelers will play ahead of the regular season. Here's News Radio KDKA's Jeff Hathhorn.
Preseason game 1 on Saturday. We know Will Howard won't play. Aaron Rodgers said of seeing him in any action in any preseason game.
Fully on board. If he wants me to go out there and play, I'll play. If not, then I won't. With all due respect, then I can say whatever I want. Preseason football is not necessarily real football because the defenses just don't do a whole lot. And the offenses don't either.
Rodgers said he's had a lot of fun so far with his new team. With the Steelers, Jeff Hathhorn, News Radio KDKA.
Also, Paul Skeens starts for the Pirates tonight to begin a 4-game series with the Reds at PNC Park. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. Need a new roof or just want to repair a small leak? Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:03. Time to call ABC Transit at 724-831-8500. Now hiring CDL and van drivers with signing bonuses paid. 72 and partly cloudy in Pittsburgh. AAA traffic in the AccuWeather forecast next.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check you have your phone first, before the cab pulls away.
Hey, thanks, man. No, wait, my phone! Come back! It's got my boarding pass, credit cards, phone numbers, my life! Come back!
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
If you didn't think skipping breakfast was a big deal, you'd be right. Before. But now, Wendy's has Buck Biscuits. We're talking sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, or even the Honey Buddy Chicken Biscuit for just $1 each. Seriously, you can get all 3 if you want. They're just $1, so you'll never skip breakfast again. If you're smart. Breakfast for $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in the combo while supplies last.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. My friend Ellen, what's up?
All right, thanks, Marty. What's up is still lots of delays left in the rush hour here today. We do have slowdowns, very heavy slowdowns, actually, on the Parkway West outbound. You're getting in line before the Rosslyn Farms off-ramp all the way out through the I-79 interchange and out past the construction zone at Campbell's Run and out toward Boyce Road's overpass work. That's because of earlier accidents and disabled vehicles in your way there, so do leave extra travel time. Parkway West on the inbound ride is a little bit better, backing right around the Parkway Center Mall on-ramp before the Fort Pitt tunnels. Just traffic lane delays behind the Liberty tunnels. 28 southbound is heavy past the Shaler Waterworks, but moves well after that down toward town or the north side. Parkway East inbound is slow at Edgewood, Swissvale. Our next AAA traffic update coming your way in about 15 minutes. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will be warm with sunshine and some clouds and a high of 83. Clear to partly cloudy and mild tonight, low 67. Tomorrow, partly sunny skies and warm in the afternoon, high 85. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's the Big K Big Three.
Brought to you by New Flow Men's Health. The biggest 3 stories of the day on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
What's up? A horrifying incident last night in Pittsburgh that kind of underlines the horrible danger of being a cop, the horrible danger of violence within the home, and in particular domestic violence incidents. The numbers that I pulled for you folks are staggering. Every single time there's a fight in the house, every single time a cop's headed to that house, they're in danger. The numbers are mind-boggling. Almost 120 cops killed last year responding to domestic violence calls. About 17% of the calls the cops go on, domestic violence calls. It's by far the most volatile incident that they ever write up on. So you're sitting there thinking, it's just a little fight with the neighbors. No. Oftentimes when they get there, the neighbor has a gun or a knife or a broken glass. Oftentimes when they get there, the neighbor has a gun or a knife or a broken glass or a baseball bat. And you put cops just trying to chill people out in the middle of it. Aaron, play that clip from last night. This happened last night right here in our town. Listen.
Start for 4147 Murray Avenue, family domestic. Caller's daughter called him from this address saying her ex-boyfriend is at the house with a pocket knife and is refusing to leave. No children, no other weapons known besides the pocket knife. Actor's name is Matt Foster, approximately 60, a white male. Units responding to Murray. The caller will also be arriving on scene. He has an ETA of 5 minutes.
487. Caller's not on scene?
That's affirmative. He's on his way there.
He's claiming the actor's on scene. Is that correct?
Affirmative.
Put me on a detail from Shady.
Units responding to Murray Avenue. Male is now threatening to kill himself.
425, we copy. 425 will be out.
Copy that.
425, we're speaking with the parents. We're going to try having her come outside first.
Copy. Shots fired where?
Top floor of this apartment. Start EMS.
Copy that.
47. Subject down, and we're performing medical. Code 3.
Top floor of the apartment.
487. Subject is down. Officers are not injured. Code 3 for the medics.
Awful. Awful. Horrifying. Violent. Bloody. Deadly. The numbers are crazy, man. NIH study found that so far this year, 116 officers killed while responding to domestic violence calls. Wow. 95% of those deaths involve firearms. Another study. Washington State Coalition Against Domestic Violence. 14% of fatal police shootings in 17 states related to intimate partner violence. Unbelievable. The majority of officers killed in domestic disturbance situations are killed by firearms. Listen to this. Even with body armor, officers can still be fatally wounded, particularly in the head and neck area, according to the studies by the National Institute of Health. It's a horribly dangerous job. It's a horribly dangerous call. And as my boy Bob says, who has been in law enforcement for more than 45 years, so the plan is to do what? Send social workers here. Oh, okay. So they can get blown away. Horrible violence. Mike Fisher, Pittsburgh Scanner. It's frightening to hear that call, sir.
Marty, yeah, domestics are one of the most dangerous things a police officer can be a part of.
And they
help break that up.
And you hear them all the time, do you not? Day and night, sir.
It's probably the most common call that we get right now, that we hear over the scanner.
And what it does is it puts police officers right in the middle of someone violent against someone violent else, and they end up being violent against a cop, right?
That does happen. You do hear that. People do take their anger out, their complete lack of focus and basis of reality out on whoever tries to help.
It's unbelievable. That call is shocking.
Something else.
And disturbing, and I appreciate your efforts, man. Awful. Mike Fisher. I use the sound because it brings the incident to life. I use the sound because you have actual officers working on a shooting talking about how volatile and dangerous this scenario is. It's horrible. I just pulled a couple statistics that scared the hell out of me. This is insane. Between 2011 and 2020, 503 officers killed in domestic violence incidents. Wow. It's unbelievable. It's the most dangerous things that cops do. It's the most dangerous thing that they're sent to. And yet the plan of the wokesters is, let's get social workers. Let's get social workers to go to these. Let's get them to quell the violence. No. No. It ain't happening. Cops train on this all the time, and in this case, sadly, a man's dead. They open a door, someone attacks them, wants to kill them, who's in the middle of a fight with a spouse, a girlfriend, and someone ends up dead. At the end of the day, folks, it's a horrible, horrible thing. Mad Max, with domestic violence calls, you have two people fighting each other, and then when law enforcement shows up, they end up both turning on the law enforcement person. Yes and no. Yes and no. I've seen both. But the truth is, Max, it's the most dangerous thing that cops do. Every single time they hear domestic violence call, they have to fear that they could be running into gunfire, a knife, a bottle, a baseball bat. And tragically, someone is dead this morning. Cops defending their lives because they could have been killed. Awful stuff. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. My friend Ellen, what's up?
All right, Marty, what's up is a couple of really big slowdowns on some busy interstates. One is 79 as you're trying to head northbound. We have a vehicle fire that is off on the right shoulder of the road, and this is as you are traveling, approaching those S-bends in Robinson Township. Everybody's squeezing over into the left lane to get by, so obviously very slow go for you there. Continues to be sluggish for you on the outbound Parkway West through the I-79 interchange. Different issue there. We finally have state police on the scene with a disabled vehicle that's blocking part of the right lane and right shoulder there. Everybody's scooting by in a left lane, very slow go, backing up before the Roslyn Farms off-ramp. Inbound on the Parkway West, you're stacking at the top of Green Tree Hill. Outbound on the Parkway East, you're getting in line just after you round the bend past the Bates Street on-ramp, and the inbound ride there has slowdowns that greet you at Edgewood Swissvale. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble of 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to the Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or two half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
You know I love Diamonds Direct. I just bought Chloe, my daughter, this gorgeous necklace for high school graduation there. And right now they got this summer designer showcase. Right now, limited time, designer jewelry, extra 20% off. Almost everything in the store. 25th of July through 27th. But the deals are now. 20% off July 21st through 27th. Designer event, 25th to 27th. This right now is the countdown. So discounts right now. Diamonds Direct. Wonderful, wonderful place.
Don't let summer slip away. Your last-minute summer adventure at Deep Creek Lake is here. Upgrade your getaway to a luxury SWAC Vacations Lodge with its own private indoor pool, a hidden speakeasy, even a private lazy river. Book any 3-night stay before Labor Day. Get $500 off. That means more money for your family trip to Myrtle Beach, a luxury lodge in Deep Creek, a massive Outer Banks house with room for everyone, and many more great destinations. Visit SWACVacations.com. Use code LAKE500. Claim your $500 discount.
Pittsburgh. Are you ready to relive the magic? Almost Queen, a tribute to Queen, is taking the stage at Rivers Casino on Friday, September 19th. Experience the look, the power, and all the legendary hits all in one place. From Bohemian Rhapsody to Another One Bites the Dust, you'll be dancing all night long. Visit riverscasino.com for tickets. And don't miss Almost Queen, a tribute to Queen live. We'll see you there.
How would you like to go to the beach or pool feeling comfortable without wearing a cover-up this summer? How would you like to be in front of pictures instead of hiding behind people in the back where only your head pops up? How would you like your doctors to tell you how proud they are of your weight loss? How would you like to fit into clothes that haven't fit in years? How would you like to have such self-esteem and self-confidence that you are beyond happy? Yes, yes, and yes. Let's make all these things happen. Call me, Dr. Shufo, at 1-800-900-THIN.
Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person, with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com.
So, an older woman in her 80s with cancer, it's a true story, reached out to me a week and a half ago. Poor thing, her roof is collapsing. I mean, literally collapsing. And she has a baby pool in the house to collect water. And NASCO Roofing is going to put a new roof on our house. It's that kind of company, man. It's that kind of service. It's that kind of commitment. NASCO Roofing. Labor, fantastic. Pricing, fantastic. NASCO Roofing, 412-373-2000. 412-373-2000.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Oh, a wonderful nun. That's right, a nun who I love sent me a note. I got to read this. It's been a long time since I had jumped in on this. I'm in leadership for my community, Sisters of St. Joseph. Okay? There's been a debate about ICE roundups and Ambridge. These are her words. They said people are outraged by the hit-and-run situation involving an immigrant. I hope you're able to put things in balance. I believe you're a fair person and able to give a platform for multiple looks. I love this woman, by the way. I love her kindness and her spirit. Everything gets out of balance when us and them thinking prevails. There's only us. We all fail to love as God loves us. We make decisions in fear. My guess about the hit and run. And there is pure terror in the community now. May all be well with you and your loved ones. Sister Mary Parks. Love her. And she pointed out that, and I have the records here, that the Sheriff's Department announced an arrest of a woman in Pittsburgh in a hit and run on Beechwood Boulevard, killed one person, injured three others, destroyed their lives. No one on this station mentioned it. Wasn't in the papers. 30-second mention on local television. Why? She's not an illegal immigrant. It doesn't fix the all illegal immigrants are bad people narrative. Look, what happened with the hit and run anywhere, whether it's Pittsburgh or Coriopolis or my street or your street, is horrendous and horrible and should never happen. There are about 8,000 deaths that way every year. What the good sister wants me to do is tell the truth, that it's an incident that happens. And as the statistics from the FBI and the National Crime Labs and local data from state police that I have right here indicates, illegal immigrants. I'm not saying they're heroes. I'm not saying they're knights in shining armor. I'm not saying they're here legally. I'm saying that they commit crimes by the numbers at a rate of 65% less than we do. That's just the truth. And the good sister wants all of us, and I love her, by the way, because she spends her life making a difference and helping and loving people and giving a damn, and I'm glad she listens, and I'm glad she has an opinion. All she wants us to do is look at it fairly. Set aside the anger, even though anyone who loved this wonderful man who was killed by this speeding car in Coriopolis, to try and understand that everyone isn't bad and everyone isn't good. I saw this phenomenon many, many times in my career. We try to find the Jeffrey Epsteins of the world. We make every rich guy a bad guy. Honestly, this is what we do. We find a video of a cop who is roughing someone up or improperly does a shooting, and we make every cop a bad cop. Right? All the saints are sinners, and right? And at the end of the day, what we do is we isolate our feelings to that person and that group, and they're all bad, and they're all evil, bad cops. We decided because of Orenstein here in town that every judge is bad. Honestly. We have a difficult time seeing big picture stuff. So now it's all illegal immigrants suck. They're all felons. They're all killing people with cars. Yesterday I got this narrative that all rich guys suck, which I'm going to get into after the break. It slays me that you folks can find Mark Cuban to be a horrible guy. But we posted a video with him and Bill Artman, the chairman and CEO of Giant Eagle, and you characterized him as a horrible guy, and Cuban sucks, in giant eagle socks. And I find it sad. Your myopic view of the world that because they're successful, they're bad people. Because you bought a head of lettuce that was cheaper at Walmart, giant eagle socks, because Mark Cuban won't buy the Pirates, or because Mark Cuban went out your boy Trump, he's suddenly a bad guy. They're my friends, and I don't see them or that way. I see them and that as part of the fabric in this country and culture that makes a difference. Artman started as a guy bagging groceries, man. I mean, legit. Worked his ass off. You name the job at Giant Eagle, he's had it. They love him in the stores. Cuban grew up in Birdland, man. They had nothing. Grew up in a little house in Lebo, had nothing. Ran clubs in college, had nothing. He's a really cool guy. And flew into Pittsburgh yesterday and said, all right, I got this company now, and I'm going to save you money. And you know what? He's right. I don't give a damn if you like Mark. I don't give a damn who you hate. What I want you to do is try harder just to see everything, not just your view. Because your view can be dark and dangerous. Right? And their view has changed the world. They're disruptors. We're going to listen to Mark and Bill in the next segment and what they want to do to make a difference. I don't care if you like them. What I would like you to do is check out this opportunity. If you can't afford drugs, if you can't afford your prescriptions, if you're making a choice between buying food and buying your medicine for your diabetes, this is a game changer. And they're great men. I don't give a damn if you don't like them, if you don't like me. What I care about is making a difference. So I love them both. And I'm proud to call them friends. I want you to look at things in a more open way. Every cop isn't a bad cop. Every talk host isn't a jagoff. Every judge isn't woke. There's more to every story, I would hope.
Tickets are on sale now for the upcoming season of the Pittsburgh Speaker Series presented by University of Pittsburgh and Heinz Hall with Dr. Anthony Fauci, Malcolm Gladwell, historian Doris Kearns Goodwin, former National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster, National Geographic photographer Christina Mittermeier, former Russian political prisoner Vladimir Kara-Murza, and geopolitical economist Pippa Malmgren. For information and tickets, go to pittsburghspeakers.org, sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James.
If something happens to you, what happens to your family? Will they struggle financially? Will they be able to afford the home you built together? With Ethos, you can get life insurance coverage in minutes. Get up to $2 million in coverage for as little as $2 a day. All online with no medical exam. Just answer a few health questions. Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life. Rates may vary. Billed monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 13th. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits towards a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
If you're turning 65 this year, review your Medicare Part C options now. You need to know the difference between Advantage plans versus supplement plans. Contact locally owned and operated Need Part C today for a free consultation. That's Need Part C. Beat the annual enrollment rush. NeedPartC.com.
It's Marty. Check this out, folks. We have a resource right here in Pittsburgh. Helps people through all things Medicare. They make it simple. Your best options, and they don't cost you anything, ever. This is what makes MediConnect the top-rated firm in our region for guidance with your health care. Your insurance company treats you like an actuarial number. MediConnect treats you like the priority. 888-818-6334. MediConnectInsurance.com.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud
to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
72 and partly sunny skies, 10:30 now. I'm Paul Rasmussen. The Plumboro School District will be using weapons detection technology this fall. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has the story.
Students and visitors will be greeted by a new security measure that's meant to improve safety and streamline the screening process. The Plumboro School District is installing an open gate weapons detection system. It looks and works similarly to metal detectors at stadiums. The system would be used during the school day for visitors and at extracurricular events, allowing for fast, non-evasive screening. Shaler Area School District also recently opted to implement open gate weapons detectors at its middle and high schools. The first day of school at Plum is August 20th. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
In a related school safety story, former Secret Service agent John Hudson is working with Zealy and Opel-based Apollo 3 to provide districts with comprehensive safety plans that are more than locks and alarms.
We do a typical security assessment of the school, and we tailor the security solution towards the particular schools that we're dealing with. Every school brings a new challenge.
On the Big K Morning Show, Hudson said Apollo 3 is reaching out to a number of schools in western Pennsylvania to help them find security protocols for this academic year and beyond. A man wanted on several charges was captured Wednesday after a lengthy search in Westmoreland County. 42-year-old Donald Schooley had a felony warrant in Allegheny County for assault, robbery, and strangulation. Deputies found him at a business in Hempfield Township around 1 p.m., but Schooley escaped in a wooded area, only to be arrested last night at a home in Hermione. He's expected to face new charges for fleeing and resisting. On Wall Street, the Dow is now down 132 points at 44,061. The Nasdaq up 127 points, and the S&P is ahead by 9. KDKA Radio News Time 10:31. Our next update at 11 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. News Radio KDKA.
Hey folks, it's Marty. Voss TV and Appliance has a huge selection of big brand names and prices you'll love. Third generation family business. Rick, Matt, the entire Voss team provides meaningful service that actually serves. They answer phones, show up on time, and truly care about their customers. It's old school service that matters, and you won't find it anywhere else. Visit Voss's South Hills showroom today. 412-650-VOSS, 412-650-VOSS. Love them. The lowest price is guaranteed.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Today's the final day of our 2-day sale. Thursday, August 7th at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. In our meat department, original or bun-sized Eckerd Franks, 12-ounce packages, buy one, get two free. In our produce department, great on the grill Idaho potatoes, 5-pound bags, $1.49 each, and Northwest cherries, $1.99 a pound. In our deli department, Greek-style pesto or feta pasta salad, $4.99 a pound, and stock up on these. Selected varieties of Skippy peanut butter, 15 to 16.3-ounce jars, $1.99 each. Selected varieties of Chobani blended yogurt, 4 packs or 2 for $5. And Essential Everyday Deli Sliced Cheese, 6 to 8-ounce packages, $1.88 each. And selected varieties of Culinary Circle Pizza, 14 to 33-ounce packages, $3.99 each.
So get in for the final day. Today, Thursday, August 7th of our 2-day sale at Coons Market. Coons Market, your neighborhood grocer. Coons Market, that special place in your neighborhood. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
Hello,
Hello, this is Sarah Botkin, president of Botkin Family Wealth Management, where I work with my dad Les and my brother Lester. If you've heard Dad talking about his previous career as a PGA golf pro, you know I grew up in a golf family. My very first job at age 15 was a caddy. Yep, I was the only girl caddy at Nevillewood. I made $30 a round, and I got to watch a lot of golfers, their swing, their attitudes, and their reactions. The best players were those who remained focused no matter what happened. They never got too excited by a great hole or too rattled by a bad shot or an unlucky break. Investing holds the same principles. A market downturn can be upsetting, but staying calm is the key to success. At Botkin Family Wealth Management, we help you keep emotions out of your investment decisions so that you can stay focused on what you want to accomplish. Dad and I are certified financial planners, and Lester is a chartered financial analyst. We work as a team, your team. Learn more at botkinfamilywealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Hello. The stuff that happens in the breaks. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, hired by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
All right, Marty, what's up is some heavy traffic as you're heading 79 southbound through Robinson Township. This is as crews deal with an earlier reported vehicle fire. This is in the S-Bends, just before you try to head through Robinson Township, head through those S-Bends and then onto the Neville Island Bridge. You have very slow traffic because everybody's scooting over into the left lane to get past everything that's going on in the right lane and the right shoulder. Finally, able to see a flatbed wrecker on scene on the outbound Parkway West. This is where there's a disabled vehicle that has been tying up traffic for a while as you come through the I-79 interchange and try to head out past Campbell's Run. So hopefully they'll get that thing out of there. Police are on scene too, and you'll finally have fewer slowdowns as you're trying to head toward Pittsburgh International Airport. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunshine mixed with clouds for the rest of today and warm this afternoon, high 83. Clear to partly cloudy tonight, though 67. Sunshine and some clouds tomorrow, high 85. Saturday, partly sunny, very warm and more humid, high 88. For AccuWeather, I'm Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Here we go, Thursday, getting through the week. So much to get into. Full show, 2 to 6 today. Be sure to be listening. Colin Dunlap here, KDKA.
About 4 months ago, Mark Cuban sent me a note and asked me if I could somehow set up a meeting with him and the CEO of Giant Eagle, Bill Artman. And I did, and here we are. They started this magnificent opportunity, and it is. Whether you like them or not is irrelevant. It's a chance for you to save an insurmountable amount of money on drugs, and at a time when the cost of drugs is killing people. I sat down with both of them yesterday. Listen to this. Very cool. Hey, folks, Marty Griffin here. Bill Artman, CEO of Giant Eagle, Mark Cuban. Two big shots, as we would say in Pittsburgh, wouldn't we, Mark?
No.
You're a big shot. My grandma would say he's the biggest shot.
No, Bill is. I'm just here shopping at Giant Eagle, and he asked me to come up for an interview.
And thank you very much for doing that.
Yeah, I mean, the prices are great. You know, there's great selection. I mean, it's my favorite store.
We don't say giant. We say giant. Giant, right, Mark?
Giant, yeah, Jingle.
Giant Jingle. Your site's been cool from its inception, but most people don't know the opportunity here, and this partnership is tremendous for Pittsburghers, isn't it, sir?
Yeah, I mean, there's costplusdrugs.com for mail order. Then there's a second part of the company called Team Cuban Card. And by the way, I did not name it. TeamCubanCard.com, and it's for people who don't want to wait for mail order. You know, they live close to a Giant Eagle. You go to TeamCubanCard.com, download the card or print it out, however you want to do it, and then with your prescription, you just come right to your Giant Eagle, and you can pick up the medication.
Let's be blunt here. I went through, because it's weird, it almost doesn't seem real. I went through a bunch of drugs I used because I had cancer, so I have some drugs I take. I have asthma, so there's a drug I take. One of the drugs is $400 retail. You're selling it for $20. How does that happen, Mark?
Because our markup's only 15%. You know, the rest of the industry, particularly mail order, they price it to what they think they can get away with. We take the exact opposite approach. When you go to costplusdrugs.com or teamcubancard.com, you actually see our cost. You know exactly what we pay for it. You know that our markup is 15%. And sometimes with Team Cuban Card, it's a little bit different because, Giant Eagle, we're different pharmacies that have some different economics sometimes. But effectively, you're going to get the best price that you can get simply because we're not trying to maximize, the margins that we get. We're trying to do the right things for patients. And that's why it's such a great partner with Bill and Giant Eagle partnership because, they feel the same way about their consumers. They feel the same way about the pharmacy. So we're really excited to be working with Bill.
This is important to you because it's your hometown.
Yeah, for
In
sure.
fact, I sent you an email a couple months ago and said, hey, you said, and I quote, man, I've been trying this for years. Did you not?
Yeah.
So this was important to you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Pittsburgh's home. I grew up going to Giant Eagle and St. Clair Shopping Center, in Birdland, and, the opportunity to put this together. And you deserve a lot of credit. You and Bill are friends, and, you got us together. And so this is this is the Marty Griffin deal.
It is. Bill, speaking of, we've become friends. And really, you asked me, you said, do you know Mark? I said, well, I interviewed him for 20-some years, and he's always been really good with the media. And really, there's no one at his level in history that responds to emails the way he does. It's bizarre.
Because I'm the only one ever to give his email out.
Right? So the communication process started immediately, and you cut this deal immediately. So why is this important to you and Giant Eagle?
Well, providing high-quality food and high-quality pharmaceuticals at an affordable price is very important. And, people are under a lot of pressure, a lot of stress out there. And when you and I had the conversation, you said you had a relationship with Mark, and to Mark's credit, exactly what you just described. I emailed Mark, and I got something back in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I was like, someone has to be fielding his emails.
No.
To say, no, it's me.
I'm like, but this is great. And Mark immediately said, let's go. Let's get it done. And we got our folks on it and went through the proper channels. And it really didn't take that long. And I just wish we'd have done it sooner.
No, Bill's great. I mean, he's obviously a visionary, but he hit the nail on the head. People are feeling a lot of stress right now. And I think the consumer companies that will excel are the ones that recognize if you can reduce the stress of your customer base, whether it's produce, pharmaceuticals, whatever it is, you're going to have a customer for life. And I know Bill in particular has really stressed that with us and Giant Eagle.
Hey, help me though. People don't get it though, man. How does a drug go for a retail price of $1,000 and you get it for $20? What the hell's going on in the $980 differential? What is that, sir?
Not everybody sells it for the retail price,
Right.
so there's some discounts against that depending on where you go. But there's a lot of intermediaries, they're called pharmacy benefit managers, that have to take their piece of the pie. And in many cases, that's 50, 60, 70% or more of the value of the sale of a pharmaceutical. And so we don't work with the PBMs. Let me take that back. We only work with what's called pass-through PBMs.
I see.
Right? We don't work with the biggest PBMs. And because of that, we're not able to get every drug, but of all the 7,200 SKUs we have, and, Bill has, SKUs here at Giant Eagle, probably more, we're able to sell them for much less expensive.
Give us an idea of how this works from your end, sir. What do your people do to get this deal done?
Basically, it's like, okay, Bill, what do we need to do to make you happy?
Yeah.
Because Giant Eagle is a force.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, what they've done with their pharmaceutical, they picked up a lot of the Rite Aid business.
They did.
And they just picked it up. There was not like a stress on them. They were able to take care of that business. Now they're growing rapidly. I mean, they've got the pharmacy side of their business down to a science.
Yep.
And so for us, it was just a matter of saying, okay, how can we fit in and make sure it works? How do we get the folks up to speed so that someone who comes in with the Team Cuban card or just even on their phone can pick up their medications, and it happens quickly and painlessly.
So, my man, how will this work in terms of, I got a card, what do I do as a customer?
Well, you can, first off, you're not forced to go to Giant Eagle.
Right.
We'd love to see you at Giant Eagle, but you have mail order, as Mark referred to earlier. And if you choose to get your script filled at Giant Eagle, you come up, you go through the same process, and you present your Cuban card and let them know that you are a participant.
Look at that.
And that's it.
Team
right there.
Cuban card. Get it laminated.
So
It won't get teenagers in bars, though.
No.
Because that was his thing back in the day. You were in clubs.
So let's change the subject.
That was Mark's history. That's how you kind of got started with your business sense. My son always asked me, how did he get started? When you were really young, that was kind of your background.
Yeah, we used to throw parties when I was in college.
Yeah,
Just leave it
college,
at that.
Indiana.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, but that's true, though.
Yeah, it is true.
In fact, the thing about Mark that I love, and this is the truth, he's insanely loyal to his background. In fact, some of your friends ended up at broadcast.com, which is when you started this monster roaring down the road, which is actually when this...
What we're doing here is with streaming, yeah.
Right on, streaming. He was the first. You made them very successful. You just grabbed them. One of them was a flight attendant from Southwest.
Yeah.
You're very, very tied into family and friendships, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm pretty loyal, yeah.
In fact, some of your friends sent me a picture of 4 or 5 of you at a Pirate game last night. You told me you've known them since when?
12 years old.
12?
Yeah.
And so people can trust you and trust this company is what I'm trying to establish here, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, that's the key to any company. And, Bill obviously feels the same way that, you reduce people's stress, you save them money, you make their lives easier and better. And, people stress about their food bills and they stress about their healthcare bills. And, with costplusdrugs.com and teamcubercard.com, the whole mission is to reduce that stress and sell them as inexpensively as we possibly can.
All right, let's take a quick break. Quick break. We'll be right back and hear the rest of this great stuff. Very helpful to consumers. Really helpful to consumers, whether you like them or not. It's going to save you money. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, thanks, Marty. Some good news if you're trying to travel the outbound Parkway West. We finally have an earlier disabled vehicle yanked from the side of the road. It was causing a single-lane traffic pattern as you head out past the Boyce Road area, so past that construction zone lane restriction shift out by Campbell's Run. Now, the backups still greet you through the I-79 interchange on the outbound Parkway West, but it is moving and rolling well as we look there with our PennDOT cameras live out over the area road. Doing the same on I-79, we have our eyes on the remnants of this earlier vehicle fire. It's just south of the S-Bends before you try to head northbound across the Neville Island Bridge. Backups are greeting you there quite heavily back toward the Moon Run Crafted interchange, so leave extra time traveling there. Parkway East inbound is at Edgewood Swissvale. Outbound is slow at the Bates Street on-ramp. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Marty here. Just talked to my boy JK, the king of Oakmont restaurants. The Lot. Have you tried it? Best breakfast you'll ever have. Carnivores. Unbelievable wings. The Pub. Woo! The hamburgers. And how about Hofstadt's? The Italian is magnificent. So you got The Lot, Carnivores, the Pub, Hofstadt's. Every single one, the highest quality, the best food. Check them all out in Oakmont.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At PJ Fitzpatrick, you don't have to pick between affordability and quality. You can get American-made windows that are beautiful, affordable, and energy efficient. PJ Fitzpatrick has a variety of financing packages that work with any budget. Plus, they provide it all. Visit TrustPJ.com today for a free design consultation. That's TrustPJ.com.
Are you ready to take a walk on the wild side and have some family fun? Get to Living Treasures Animal Park in the Laurel Highlands. Living Treasures has animals from all over the world. With over 300 animals you and the family will love. Their concession stand is now open weekends for family fun. Stay at the Log Cabin Suites with up to 6 bedrooms available. Plan your staycation today at funanddonegal.com. Living Treasures Animal Park of the Laurel Highlands, where animals are loved.
For generations, you've listened to us in your kitchen, catching baseball games on your front porch, and ending your day as your bedtime buddy. Now, you can watch us every day on your TV with our new KDKA Radio YouTube page or by clicking on KDKARadio.com. It's presented by Metropolitan Windows. Same great content, more live visuals. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
If you're thinking about retiring soon, be sure to tune into the Net Worth Financial Hour with Beth Andrews of Net Worth Advisors, Saturdays at 1. Beth talks about the latest trends and headlines that could impact your retirement. Don't go into retirement unprepared. Listen every Saturday afternoon at 1 to the Net Worth Financial Hour with Beth Andrews of Net Worth Advisors. Firm offers insurance services. Net Worth Advisors, LLC, is a registered investment advisor.
Here's your Jill on Money question of the day.
Lorraine from Colorado asks, I'm in the early stage of getting our estate documents in place, but I'm having a hard time choosing a lawyer. Can I instead do it online? Sure, Lorraine, assuming you have an uncomplicated situation, then I'd rather you do it online versus not doing it at all. That said, when it comes to estate documents, I am a big believer in using an actual lawyer because it's so important. Again, if the choice is between doing nothing or doing it online, let's go with online. If you're still working, it could be worth checking out your benefits at work. Many companies now offer estate planning.
Have a question? Go to JillOnMoney.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. If you're a renter, make sure you're protected. Renter's insurance includes options that cover stolen property, personal injury, and living expenses if your place is damaged. Quote renter's insurance at progressive.com.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Don't believe what I say. Check it out. Cheapdrugs.com. Compare your drugs to his drugs. I'm going to play the rest of the interview here in a second, but I want to take this call from one of my boys. Dave calls BS when he sees BS. Dave knows BS when he sees BS. This company is not BS, is it, sir?
No, it's definitely the real deal. My doctor, I went for a physical, and I needed some meds, and I was concerned about the price, and he's the one who actually told me about Mark Cuban's company, Cost Plus. And I went home that night and, plugged in my information and the drugs, and also did it with my wife's drugs too, that she needs. Because she's, as we get older, we all have, different problems.
Come on, man. I got 10 bottles. Go ahead.
And it ended up, her one medicine, it was $181, dropped to $30.
Whoa.
I had a medicine that I'm taking that the retail price ranges anywhere from $360 up to $600, depending on where you get it from.
Yeah.
I got it delivered to my house for $12.98.
Come on, man. Seriously?
Seriously.
Wow.
And it was there next day. And it's absolutely amazing. Wow. I have put all of my family. We sat down last night with both my daughters.
Yeah.
They have kids, and I have a grandson with diabetes now. We just found out he has type 1. And we're plugging everyone into it because it is the best thing out there. I've told everyone at work about it.
Cool. You'll save thousands, will you not?
Oh my God! I mean, $181 a month versus $30 a month.
That's unbelievable.
I mean, you do the math. I mean, that's $1,000 in a year.
Thanks, my man, Dave. I love that man. Love him. I want to play the rest of the interview. Thanks, Dave. You nailed it.
Bills, and they stress about their health care bills. And, with CostPlusDrugs.com and TeamCuberCard.com, the whole mission is to reduce that stress and sell them as inexpensively as we possibly can.
We're talking about saving, no exaggeration, brother, millions of dollars. Right?
Well, we fill over 30 million prescriptions in United Eagle. So the more guests that are able to take advantage of this opportunity, the more they're going to save. Look, we said all along, Marty, you've heard me numerous times on your show, you have to think like the customer, not for the customer.
Right on.
This is an example of, hey, if I was a customer and I wanted to figure out how to save, why not give them the optionality to do so? And we're lucky to be partnered with them.
Hey, you spent your life.
Let me just add.
Please.
For all of you that want to be an entrepreneur, Bill just nailed it. You don't think for the customer, you think like a customer. And I think that's what a lot of people miss. I tell my kids at the Shark Tank, you name it. It's like, how do you put yourself in the shoes of the customer? Because if you can't do that, and if you're not excited to do that, you're not going to succeed no matter what the company is.
Yeah.
And this just feels that to a T. When somebody's stressed and they're worried about how they're going to afford their medication, there's more and more high deductible plans, and you can't even afford your deductibles. And that's why with Team Cuban Card with Giant Eagle, there's a really good chance that we're going to save you money, and there's a really good chance that we're going to be cheaper than your deductible from your insurance company.
Hey, folks, I went online live this morning, started looking through drugs, and started getting texts from people. This is legit. It's amazing. It's kind of mind-boggling. All I ask you to do is go to the site, pick your ailment, man.
Yeah. No, like even if you're on Medicare, Part D, or Medicare Advantage, like there's times, like you talk about cancer drugs in particular.
Yep.
What the PBM industry does, the middleman side of the industry does, they create these things called specialty tiers. And that's just an excuse to raise the price of drugs. We don't have tiers. We just mark everything up 15%, give or take, for the Team Cuban Card. And that gets your price lower. And so we'll have people who are on Medicare Advantage that their monthly bill for imatinib, a cancer drug, might be $188. And then get it from us for $34.50.
Come on, man.
And that's with the Medicare Advantage.
That's really cool.
So you print out your Cost Plus Team Cuban Card, you walk into Giant Eagle, and you can just pick it up, and your out-of-pocket is going to be cheaper at Giant Eagle than it is with your Medicare Advantage plan.
I have a franchise called Get Marty. This may be the best Get Marty I've ever done by hooking you two up.
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
Yep.
All right, folks. Mark, you're a disruptor. You spent your life as a disruptor. This has to feel good. You're making a difference. All right, we're cool. In disrupt. We're cool with Mark. I asked him about the Pirates in jest, but he seriously said, I'd love to, but I can't. My life's in a different place. He actually was serious about it. He wasn't joking, because he was at the game the other night, and they were all cheering around him, by the team, by the team. It's kind of a common thread, a common narrative. Why wouldn't they? And he said that he would have to move back to Pittsburgh, and he loves Pittsburgh, but he only comes here a couple times a year. And he can't move his life and his family and everything back to Pittsburgh. I'll take that. Bill Hartman's a hell of a man. So is Mark. If you don't like him, I really don't care. And they really don't care. They care that you try out this product to save. You heard Dave, unsolicited, blowing me away the money he's saving already. I want you to do the same thing. All I'm trying to do is help you. Nothing in this for me other than the satisfaction of knowing that this will make a difference in your life. And I think that's pretty damn cool.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas. The perfect place for mom.
When my business was taking off, our old phone system just wasn't cutting it. We needed fewer missed calls, more flexibility, and better visibility into customer conversations. That's when I found OpenPhone.
OpenPhone is the all-in-one system for small businesses and growing teams. Manage multiple numbers from one device, work seamlessly as a team with shared numbers, and stay organized with AI-powered call transcripts, summaries, and next steps, so nothing gets missed and your team responds faster. OpenPhone integrates with tools you already use, like Slack, HubSpot, and Zapier, so everything's connected and efficient.
Having tried just about every relevant small business phone system, OpenPhone is truly in a league of its own. It's now essential to how we run our business, and I couldn't be happier with the value it brings.
See why over 60,000 businesses trust OpenPhone. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. openphone.com/TRY.
You know I love Diamonds Direct. I just bought Chloe, my daughter, this gorgeous necklace for high school graduation there. And right now they got this summer designer showcase. Right now, limited time, designer jewelry, extra 20% off. Almost everything in the store. 25th of July through 27th. But the deals are now. 20% off July 21st through 27th. Designer event 25th to 27th. This right now is the countdown. So discounts right now. Diamonds Direct. Wonderful, wonderful place. Hey, folks, it's Marty. You want a new physical therapy experience? You want a treatment plan centered on you? Monroeville Physical, spelled F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, is spelled different, because they are different. Monroeville Physical has new technology, and an expert staff to give you a personalized experience to get you back to loving your life. Monroeville Physical, spelled F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, 412-457-8200. They help me dramatically love physical. Check it out. Hey, folks, Marty here. We need work done in your home, the biggest investment in your life. Who can you trust to deliver both quality and value? Come on. Call the cousins, Sam, Steve, and Calvin, the 3 cousins of CNS Cousins Construction. Experts. Top of your house to decking and siding. Their expert technicians will treat you like family. If you're looking for a total replacement or even a small repair, call the cousins at CNS Cousins Construction. 989-COUSINS, a local company you can trust. 989-COUSINS, the best.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
74 and partly cloudy at 11 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Russian President Vladimir Putin says he hopes to meet next week with President Donald Trump, possibly in the United Arab Emirates. The news comes on the eve of a White House deadline for Moscow to show progress toward ending the war in Ukraine. But at present, Moscow and Kyiv remain apart. Far apart, in fact, on their conditions for peace. A 24-year-old man was killed in a police shooting last night in Greenfield. Pittsburgh police responding to a domestic disturbance around 10:15 p.m. at a residence in the 4100 block of Murray Avenue were confronted by Matthew Foster, who was holding a knife. 2 officers fired shots, wounding the Moon Township man. Foster was declared dead at UPMC Mercy a short time later. Allegheny County detectives are now handling the investigation. New this hour, troopers arrested a New Mexico man Tuesday after discovering more than 17 pounds of cocaine in his vehicle during a traffic stop in Westmoreland County. Jose Jimenez was pulled over on I-76 in Hempfield Township for an alleged traffic violation. A police dog detected drugs in the vehicle, and troopers found a duffel bag packed with 8 kilograms of coke. Jimenez was denied bail. He's being detained at the Westmoreland County Prison. United Airlines says a technology issue delayed more than 1,000 of its flights in the U.S. Wednesday. In a statement, United said flights on major routes were held at departure airports in what they consider a ground stop until an issue was resolved. An alert on the FAA website said the ground stop applied to all United flights heading for Chicago. Also, flights at United hubs in Denver, Newark, Houston, and San Francisco were delayed as a result. Now, another Jam on Walnut is scheduled Saturday night in Shadyside, where residents are hoping the crowd is not as young and rowdy as it has been so far this year. News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado has more.
City Councilmember Erica Strasburger wants more of a police presence to curb underage drinking, and the Chamber of Commerce has also asked event organizers to clean it up.
The organizer was very responsive. They took it seriously, and my hope is that they don't need any additional enforcement from Liquor Control Board or from the police because they're taking matters into their own hands.
Strasburger says residents have complained of drunken behavior, including underage attendees passing out on people's porches. David Ballarado, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow now down 229 points at 43,964. The NASDAQ up 115 points. The S&P is up 3 points. KDKA Sports, lines of communication are wide open for the Steelers offense at training camp. News Radio KDKA's Jeff Hathorn has the story.
Aaron Rodgers said his door is always open. He'll talk about anything and listen to anyone's ideas.
I think that's an important part of it, just letting those guys know that there's no dictatorship here. It's not Art's dictatorship or mine. We want to talk about all the issues and all the things you're seeing, and whether it's a text message or coming to my room and having a conversation, like those are invaluable times to get on the same page with the guy.
Rodgers says he takes players' thoughts to Arthur Smith and they add them to the playbook. With the Steelers, Jeff Hathorn, News Radio KDKA.
Paul Skeens starts for the Pirates tonight to begin a 4-game series with the Reds at PNC Park. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick. 45 years of experience and thousands of 5-star reviews. TrustPJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:04. Thinking about retiring but worried about high health insurance costs? Call One Health Benefits at 724-799-8873 for affordable health insurance plans. 74 and partly cloudy in Pittsburgh. AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, Marty, what's up is we have plenty of delays for you if you're trying to travel I-79 right now. There's an earlier vehicle fire that's just south of the S-Bends, but it's on the northbound side of the road, so you're finding that you have brake lights beginning not long after you pass the Moon Run Crafton exit for Route 60, and you're in stop-and-go traffic the whole way up past that scene. As folks are doing the right thing, they're getting over into the left lane to give first responders a chance to do what they need to do there, but in other words, you need to plan for the slowdowns if you're trying to travel there. And Parkway East inbound, not too many slowdowns for you. Slow at Edgewood Swissvale ahead of the Squirrel Hill tunnels. It's the outbound that's bad through the single lane construction zone past the Commercial Street Bridge project. That's stacking up at the Bates Street on ramp there. Inbound on the Parkway West, you have delays that greet you right around the Parkway Center Mall on ramp. Also in Scott Township on Vanadium Road, an accident near Bower Hill Road. Watch for that. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A nice afternoon with sunshine and some clouds. Our high temperature 83. Then tonight clear to partly cloudy skies and mild to 67. Sunshine and some clouds tomorrow. A warm day, high 85. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Because I'm old and I've seen this movie before, and it always has the same ending. We get a budget. I kind of sort of ignored the fact that we don't have a state budget yet. And then I asked my friend, who is a true insider and really knows what's up in Harrisburg, because now it's getting people are getting antsy in the school district because they're not getting checks. And people are getting antsy in the hospitals because they're about not to get checks from the state, as well as nursing homes. And people are getting anxious. And Kim Ward has a plan that I think would work. Why don't we have a 6-month budget? Why would that be a problem? I don't know. Kim Ward, my friend and the most powerful woman I always say in Pennsylvania, I love her, a Republican leader. What the hell's the problem with the 6-month budget? Why is that such an issue for the governor and his people?
I don't know. I think they're a bit hasty in saying that we can't have one of those. We certainly can if we have not come to agreement. You know, this year the budget is different in that we have more costs. The cost to carry, I know people probably are going to glaze over in their eyes. It's like 6.2% because we have a $2 billion Medicaid bill. Wow. And we have to find a way to pay for everything and cover what we're responsible here for. So we need to, be responsible. We don't need to say, oh, we're not doing that, right, which is what the governor did.
He did.
Because it's been done before. And so, if we can fund schools and nursing homes and hospitals and essential services, literally, I think there's only 10 or 12% of the budget that we have any say over. Wow. Most of this, we're mandated to pay. So let's just pay these folks. Why should they suffer while we try to work out mass transit? Why should they suffer while we're trying to come up with agreement on even education spending, because that's always one of the big items at the table. They shouldn't have to suffer. Last year's number will be fine until we are able to come to an agreement, and then they'll get backfilled. So it's not a new idea. It's been done before.
Yeah, but why are they being so irritating about what you're saying? It's pragmatic. It's actually reasonable. It's actually adult-like and responsible. Why?
Maybe because they didn't say it.
That's it?
Oh, no, I can't answer that question.
That's ignorant. Before we get back to that, because you're spot on, the mass transit thing's actually kind of fascinating to me. The facts are clear, Kim. No one's riding this stuff. It's just the truth. However, there's certain folks that need transportation to get to hospitals and that sort of thing.
Correct.
But this notion that, come on, Kim, this notion that locally they're $100 million in the hole, that sounds like their problem, not your problem. $100 million in the hole. Come on, Kim, something needs to be fixed. That's it. That's ridiculous money.
That is another issue that we could fix easily right now. It maybe not be an issue that holds up the budget so much because there is a public transit trust fund.
There is.
That's sitting there. It's over $2 billion. $2 billion. And the Democrats have been resistant to using it because they're saying we need a dedicated source. I get it. We can do the dedicated source. I mean, we can change the gaming regulations and dedicate some of that to public transit as well as roads and bridges. We're able to do that. I don't know. As the 6-month budget, they don't want to do. I don't understand why they can't agree to use that public transit funding. That's what it's for. So, if they're in that kind of dire strait in Philadelphia, you have SEPTA, which is it's like the Port Authority of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
For 5 counties saying they're going to cut lines and kids aren't going to be able to get to school.
I see that.
Really? There's money here.
They're going to cut service. They're going to cut service by 40%. Wow.
So they won't use that money, but they'll ask all of Pennsylvanians to cut into their rainy day fund, which is there to help our state have a stable financial situation, and it's right where it needs to be. It's not like there's extra money in that rainy day fund. There isn't. We are where we need to be. So we shouldn't be touching that. You have a trust fund. Use the trust fund.
Hey, Kim, before the SEPTA thing, though, I've seen this movie before. This is a scare tactic because they tell the whole general public we're going to cut all this service on August 24th in order to twist your arm to do what they want you to do. Isn't that fair for me to say that's what they're doing here? This is political?
That is what they're doing here?
Yeah.
But they can always just agree to use some of that trust fund money, and none of that has to happen.
Right on.
And I know that the Democrats are out there in the House. We passed this bill yesterday. It puts the Republican priorities in. Okay, that's great. But you also are taking a bigger percentage of the sales tax, the existing sales tax, and it's going to create a hole in the budget. And so this year we had more income than we expected from sales tax, but that's not every year. And we also have bigger bills. As I said, we got a $2 billion increase to pay for Medicaid. So maybe we had a better year with sales taxes, but we also have bigger bills to pay. You can't. They're leaving that part out. And what they need to tell us, as they did this, as they passed this bill, and no one's told us, what tax, which tax are the Democrats and the governor looking at to raise in the next year or two? If their idea of taking more sales tax and putting it toward mass transit would come to light, tell us which tax do they plan on raising on the people of Pennsylvania in the next year or two to make up for that deficit that will now be in the budget.
Right on, because that's a big hole of cheese they'll have. Big hole in the cheese. Yeah.
Yeah. It's, anyway, it's like paying Robbie Peter to pay Paul, or just to say they did something. And, yeah, it's not. It's It's not.
And I have no. What the hell's wrong with having a 6-month budget? Come on, man. Let's move the ball. Let's move the ball.
I don't know. So, if the schools don't get paid, if the Republican Senate does something, and the schools don't get paid, and the hospitals don't get paid, and the nursing homes don't get paid, they can call the governor. And
When
say,
will that
why
start happening?
Are we not getting paid?
Kim, when will that actually start physically happening when they won't get paid?
Well, some of them are probably, I'm going to say, some of them might not be getting paid now. The schools won't get paid until the end of August.
I see.
But as you saw, they tried to rile up people and say, you're going to not get paid. Yeah,
Right.
You're not going to get paid, especially if we can't agree on a budget and you guys don't want to pay these entities because you're going to dig your heels in. That's right. I'm hoping that, if it comes to that, if we don't come to an agreement in the next week or two, that they will rethink their stand because we don't want to hurt the schools and the hospitals and the nursing homes and the social services.
I agree with everything you're saying. And how much of a deficit will we have if they shift this money to cover transit? How much of a deficit do you see?
So I don't know because they just did it yesterday, but I think it's over $300 million.
Whoa.
It might be more.
Oh.
But because they're saying we're going to have $300 and some odd million to then put into transit, I want to know where the roads and bridges are because $300 million won't cover everything that transit's asking for and what we need for roads and bridges. But that's a big hole.
Right.
That's a big hole.
Hey, help me with something. Is Shapiro a guy that's hands-on, or does he sit in his office and other people do this stuff?
I think that he comes to meetings.
I see.
I think he comes to some of the meetings. I mean, a lot of this stuff, the way this budget process works is the teams, our teams, the folks that work in these offices, they work on things, right?
Yeah.
Here's how we can make this number work. Here's how we can make that number work. And then they bring it back for us in the Senate. They bring it back to us, and we look at it. So then there'll be meetings. And Senator Pittman and Matt Bradford and the governor will go into a meeting, and they talk about things. But there's no agreement because, at least in the Senate, maybe Matt Bradford makes all the decisions, but at least in the Senate, Senator Pittman comes back, they call me, we talk, and if it's something that is, looks like it could be acceptable, we then have to go to the full caucus. Leadership does not make decisions without the full caucus because every one of the people who are elected to the Senate are elected to the Senate, and they deserve a voice. So that's how it works. You go to the table, they figure out, can we do this? And then we see if we can do it or we can't do it.
I'm going to text him.
Take ideas back and forth.
I'm going to text him and his people right now. What the hell's wrong with the 6-month budget? I really am. We're going to push them on it. I think it's a brilliant idea.
Push.
Kim, you're the
All right.
best.
Well, I'm sure they're listening to you now, Marty.
I'm glad you're
sure
honest.
they're listening
I'm glad
to you
we
now.
have you. I love you. You're my favorite,
Well,
one of my
thank
favorite
you.
people on earth. Kim Ward.
Thank you.
Truth to
Bye-bye.
power. Truth to
Bye-bye.
power.
Bye.
Absolutely. What the hell's wrong with the 6-month budget? And what she said is so poignant that they pretty much only control like 12 to 15% of everything. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
I finally have some good news for folks traveling I-79, Marty, through Robinson Township. An earlier vehicle fire has been cleared from just before you reach the S-Bends and the Neville Island Bridge, and traffic has eased up there. So smooth sailing for you on that stretch of 79. The Parkway West inbound is backing once again near the top of Green Tree Hill. Outbound on the Parkway East, you're lining up at the Bates Street on-ramp before the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Inbound, the ride greets you with delays between Edgewood, Swissvale, and the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Big reminder, Parkway East closure is coming for your weekend. 376 will be shut down in both directions between the Squirrel Hill tunnels and Edgewood Swissvale from 9 on Saturday night through 5 a.m. on Monday. It's around the clock closure with posted detours, so do leave extra travel time then. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Hi, Hi, it's Lynn Hayes Freeland. Now, who doesn't like a good party? Well, how about a Sips and Social Security happy hour? Sounds like fun, right? Well, Thursday, August 14th, you can join AARP Pennsylvania at Wiggle Whiskey for a little bit of food, a complimentary drink, and a ton of information about Social Security and exactly what AARP is doing to protect yours. Very simple process. Register at aarp.org/local and see you there.
Support St. Anthony School programs and help students with special needs achieve their full potential through inclusive education, therapy services, and job skills development, serving students ages 5 through 21 with Down syndrome, autism, and other intellectual disabilities. Find them within select Catholic schools in the Pittsburgh area, including a post-secondary program at Duquesne University. For over 70 years, St. Anthony School has empowered students of all faiths to live independently and contribute meaningfully to society. Learn more or donate at stanthonykids.org.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 13th. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits towards a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
Now there's a new way to take charge of your blood sugar. Introducing new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula from the makers of the nation's best-selling garlic supplement. New Garlic helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels with clinically supported levels of garlic, plus a custom blend of vitamins and minerals, and it's odor-free. Take charge of your blood sugar with new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Wonderful woman named Beth sent me a message. She has cancer, and she's battling that. She has had serious heart problems and breathing problems, and she's battling that. And she hasn't had a furnace that worked in 2 years. The folks at 2D Mechanical heard that and said, that ain't happening. We're getting that fixed. It's what makes 2D Mechanical great. They will go to Beth's home and fix her furniture or replace her furnace. 2D Mechanical, 412-771-4100, 412-771-4100.
Folds of Honor has been meeting sacrifice with hope since 2019 in Western Pennsylvania. It's their honor to empower people through education and the opportunities it creates. 41% of Folds of Honor scholarships are awarded to minorities, making the recipient families as diverse as the country we call home. Folds of Honor has earned the Gold Star Platinum Seal as well as a 4 out of 4 stars ranking on Charity Navigator. You can become a Folds of Honor wingman today at westernpa.foldsofonor.org. Please donate today. Spitzer Toyota of Monroeville is a proud supporter of Folds of Honor.
So, an older woman in her 80s with cancer, it's a true story, reached out to me a week and a half ago. Poor thing, her roof is collapsing. I mean, literally collapsing. And she has a baby pool in the house to collect water. And NASCO Roofing is going to put a new roof on our house. It's that kind of company, man. It's that kind of service. It's that kind of commitment. NASCO Roofing. Labor. Fantastic. Pricing, fantastic. NASCO Roofing, 412-373-2000. 412-373-2000.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
What's up? So I guess the pinch is going to be felt in a couple of weeks. It's going to get ugly. We'll see what happens. I heard Costa, Jay, who's been at it as long as Kim, and he's the Democratic leader, and actually just as cool as she is, saying that he will not accept the 6-month deal. He's probably playing along with his friend, the governor. At some point, it seems like what she's discussing is pragmatic, actually, and makes sense. The public transit thing has always been a conundrum. It's really kind of a difficult scenario because the numbers don't lie. People don't use the bus like they used to. They just don't. It's just a fact. Most of them are empty on most days. However, this current plan, because they say they're $100 million in the hole, which is awful. Just here, Pittsburgh Rapid Transit, whatever the hell it's called, regional transit. But as we pointed out on the show, and it's a disaster, that what it will do is, under this current arrangement, cut service completely to about 40 communities. Now, that can't happen. I know young people that actually take the bus to get to work at the airport. It's just the truth. It's just, you know who knows this stuff is my man, Ralph. Ralph is the public transit guru. I'm so glad you called. Ralph, my brother, what's up?
Yeah, Marty. This can't go on. I fought for this years ago when Steve Bland was in charge, CEO of
You're my
Port Authority.
favorite transit advocate. So help me with something,
Yes,
Ralph.
I am.
So we talked about this. It's insane. If they actually follow through with these cuts, more than 40 communities will have no service at all, right? None.
None, and that's you know, they want jobs here. They want people to get to work.
True,
they want this, they want that. You know, but you can't get there if you don't have bus service. I mean, you know, and the bottom line is if they cut the 28X down, that's going to affect.
Hold
you
on,
know,
man.
when I
Hold
lived
on.
in
What is,
Garfield at one
help
time,
me with my stupidity, Ralph. What is the 28X?
that's the airport flyer. That's
Yeah,
the bus that goes to the airport.
So if they
you
cut
know?
that, all those young people that work at the airport can't get there.
They either can't get there or they're going to cut the service to where they can't get to work on time, or they're going to have to leave like 3 hours early instead of 2 hours
And
early.
Ralph, they're also talking about cutting all the smaller transit vehicles that transport folks that have special needs, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and
Which
that's
is
not
ignorant.
right. You know,
Ralph, people
It is.
be
It is.
stuck in their homes, right?
They will be. My handicapped brethren, you know, I'm in a wheelchair, and I always fight for them too. You know, I'd hate to see them be disadvantaged. Access has been a broken program for many years. I drove Access.
It's so damn true.
You know.
But Ralph,
Yeah,
my man,
and,
you
you know.
know that about half the people ride the bus that used to. What is that? What happened? Why?
Well, either bad service or they just found other ways of doing things. Like I had a car, and I think I told you this story. I know a car salesman who told me that when he asks people why you buying a car, they say because the transit system stinks.
No.
You know.
To Ralph's point, so what happens is they'll have construction. They'll move all these different stops. They had COVID. They moved all these different stops. They had layoffs. They moved all these different stops. So people can't trust the stops or when the buses are going to arrive and when they're going to pick them up, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a trust factor, Marty. It's been like that for years. And, you know, I'm hoping that these cuts don't go through. I have some suggestions. I've made it to PRT. I've made it to known to the politicians.
No, I love you.
You know, I
But
think
my
they
man,
should.
$100 million, that's a big old hole, brother.
Yes, it is. And, you know, the governor only wants to give them $40 million.
No, I saw that.
If you think PRT's bad, how about SEPTA? SEPTA's even worse.
Oh, my God, they're going to cut 40% of their fare, 40% of their service on August 24th.
Yes, they are.
Ralph,
Yeah.
I love you,
And
man.
SEPTA's
Thanks for
really-
telling the truth, man. Truth to power. Ralph is the man.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Available at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s. And less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-969-0686 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-969-0686. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-969-0686 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0686.
Today's the final day of our two-day sale, Thursday, August 7th at Coons Market.
Eckrich Frank's 12-ounce packages, buy one, get two free, and Skippy Peanut Butter, 15 to 16.3-ounce jars, $1.99 each. Come see us at Coons.
Imagine a place where your work, home, and social life exist in harmony. That's Nova Place. Wake up at Parkview Apartments with the city skyline as your backdrop. Head to Alloy 26 to tackle your to-do list. Reset your mind and body with a sweat session or class at Union Fitness. Close out your day with drinks and dinner at Federal Galley. From networking events to rooftop yoga to happy hours, Nova Place is built for balance. Live well, work smart, stay inspired without ever leaving the block. Right here at Nova Place on Pittsburgh's North Side.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
74 and partly cloudy at 11:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Traffic calming is in place along a section of Larimer Avenue in Pittsburgh. As News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush reports, it's part of a city commitment to Vision Zero.
Olga George, press secretary for Mayor Ed Gainey, tells me there have been 6 recorded crashes in the past 5 years.
And what we discovered along that way is that 97% of the vehicles traveling in that area go above the speed limit, and that is not safe for any pedestrians or even vehicles in that area.
George says the project is part of the administration's commitment to Vision Zero, and it's one more step toward a city where every neighborhood benefits from investments in safer streets. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
A Pittsburgh doctor is concerned how an early start to the school day is affecting teens. News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado has that story.
As students prepare for a return to the classroom, that means getting up early for a school start that is well before 8:30 a.m., which is what the CDC and others recommend. UPMC Dr. Joanna Fong Asaria Wong says there's medical evidence that sleep-deprived students are more likely to develop diabetes, catch colds, and be absent.
It's not just physical health. When you look at mental health, sleep-deprived teens, they're more likely to have depression, anxiety, and even suicidality.
And she supports the idea of year-long standard time to avoid even more fatigue caused from changing clocks. David Ballarado, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 279 points at 43,913. The Nasdaq is up 53 points, make that 93 points now, and the S&P is down about 3. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:31. Our next update at noon. I'm Paul Rasmussen on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio, KDKA.
Hi, it's Lynn Hayes Freeland. Now, who doesn't like a good party? Well, how about a SIPS and Social Security happy hour? Sounds like fun, right? Well, Thursday, August 14th, you can join AARP Pennsylvania at Wiggle Whiskey for a little bit of food, a complimentary drink, and a ton of information about Social Security and exactly what AARP is doing to protect yours. Very simple process. Register at aarp.org/local and see you there.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check you have your phone first, before the cab pulls away.
Hey, thanks, man. No, wait, my phone! Come back! It's got my boarding pass, credit cards, phone numbers, my life! Come back!
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
If you didn't think skipping breakfast was a big deal, you'd be right. Before. But now, Wendy's has Buck Biscuits. We're talking sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, or even the Honey Buddy Chicken Biscuit. For just $1 each. Seriously, you can get all 3 if you want. They're just $1. So you'll never skip breakfast again. If you're smart. Breakfast for $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in the combo while supplies last.
Are you ready to take a walk on the wild side and have some family fun? Get to Living Treasures Animal Park in the Laurel Highlands. Living Treasures has animals from all over the world. With over 300 animals you and the family will love. Their concession stand is now open weekends for family fun. Stay at the Log Cabin Suites with up to 6 bedrooms available. Plan your staycation today at funanddonegal.com. Living Treasures Animal Park of the Laurel Highlands, where animals are loved.
The best breakfast, the best French toast I've ever had in my life, and that's a long life. The thick cut French toast, cinnamon bread, bananas, strawberries. Whoo! Oakmont Bakery. Unbelievable breakfast. Plus, the breakfast sandwiches are absolutely insanely good. Open 7 days, 6 a.m. Delicious. Dispatcher, Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic. Powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, Marty, what's up is a new construction project kicked off today, and we just want to warn folks who might be traveling on 837 or 885, so respectively North State Street or Walnut Street, as you travel through West Mifflin and Dravosburg boroughs and the city of Clairton. You have single alternating lanes of traffic 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. through late August on 837 between Mendelssohn Avenue and McClure Street, and also on Route 885 between 837 and Ravensburg Boulevard. So leave extra time traveling there. Parkway East outbound is going to cost you extra travel time. You're backing up before the Bates Street on-ramp ahead of the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Inbound, things are slow for you at Edgewood Swissvale. Parkway West inbound is sluggish most of the way down the front side of Green Tree Hill. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will be warm with sunshine and some clouds and a high of 83. Clear to partly cloudy and mild tonight, low 67. Tomorrow, partly sunny skies and warm in the afternoon, high 85. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Here we go, Thursday, getting through the week. So much to get into. Full show, 2 to 6 today. Be sure to be listening. Colin Dunlap here, KDKA.
So, this Cuban situation with the drug card that was announced with Giant Eagle has got a lot of folks talking, a lot of folks checking it out. One of my boys, and actually one of the brightest doctors I've ever known, has been fighting this fight for years. In fact, sent me a note that he's been trying for 6 months to get an appointment. And you know why he does this? Because he gives a damn. To get an appointment with Fetterman's people to kind of take on these big drug companies and these insane prices. Because the doc sees it every single day because of his patients, and it's hurting people. Dr. Kevin Wong, good morning, brother. How are you?
Great, Marty. How are you today?
You heard Cuban yesterday, and this is something that you've been fighting for years, sir, is it not?
Yes, because we've seen this issue getting worse and worse. We saw the local drugstores close around here because the contracts are so bad. Even though they were very efficient, servicing the patients of the community, they were losing money on every transaction.
That's really true. And, Doc, this battle of yours, 6 months to get an appointment, what is your message to Fetterman?
Actually, I just spoke to one of his aides today who was very helpful and understood the issue. I think that the issue that our federal government needs to get involved with is understanding these agreements that the PBM and the insurance companies have, because they are not transparent, because there is a big rebate that goes back to the PBM, and how much of that money goes back to the insurance company.
Because this is French to so many people. What the hell's a PBM? What does it mean to the business and the price they pay for drugs?
Is the pharmacy benefit manager, and these are the people that are supposed to be negotiating the best prices for people to get. The insurance companies created them, but reality is that the insurance companies really control it because the agreements that the insurance company has with the PBM are totally under the table. No one knows what they say because they have non-disclosure agreements. So the PBM can't talk about it, and neither can the pharmacy manufacturers talk about it. Only the insurance companies know what they are.
It's amazing.
And the best way I can explain it to you is that when we have a medication paid for, you get a statement, and the pharmacy cost, say it was $300 for your medication, it says EOB, the insurance company, $300 for your medication. What we don't know, and this is the part, is that a large amount of that money may have been rebated to the PBM by the manufacturer, and then the manufacturer gave that money to the PBM, but the PBM keeps a certain amount for themselves, cost, whatever, but a good amount of that
it's unbelievable.
Rebate goes back to the insurance company under the medication volume, not the patient's name.
So it's like a
therefore,
big scam, Doc. In essence, I mean, it's a legal scam, right?
Yeah, and this is allowed because of contracting, and this is where I think there needs to be transparency, and only the federal government can do this.
Hey, so let's get down to what we were hearing yesterday from Cuban. Do you like that? Do you like that site? Do you like that opportunity? You do?
Because he's bringing it down. He's powerful, big enough to get volume, and that's what's driven for everybody. You should have discounts with volume. You should have realistic prices. But, we cannot do that because of a lot of our brand name medications. We don't know what the real cost is that can't be negotiated because of the rebates, but also because of liability. Every number one medication in this country gets sued until it becomes generic.
True.
Does not happen in socialized medicine countries. That's why it's one of the reasons it's cheaper in socialized medicine countries.
Hey, Doc, because you deal with a lot of your patients that are older, you have patients that go through this angst every month deciding, do I pay for food or do I buy these drugs, right?
Oh, and they skip doses or they split pills, and they causes more trouble. And we try to do whatever we can, and that's why we actually have good representatives. We get samples whenever we can, but that's an ongoing battle. And thank goodness the donut hole under Medicare changed, and that's a whole different issue. So a lot of the people on Medicare don't pay anything for the medications this year. So the Cuban and these things will be for people who don't have Medicare, because Medicare, if you got the right program, you may not pay anything for your medication.
Hold on, though. I got this note this morning from Lance O'Brien, my boy from MediConnect, who's coming in there because this is scaring people. United Health dropping some Medicare Advantage plans impacting 600,000 people. Doc, this is about to get ugly, sir. About to get ugly.
Oh, absolutely. It is a very convoluted system, and I mean it needs to be unwoven so everybody can understand where the facts are, unfortunately. But Cuban and John Eagle are doing great service for us, and people should be looking. I mean, there are other companies out there that have these self-pay prices, and everybody should pay attention, and they need a spreadsheet on all the different meds before they go to the pharmacy. Some get one here, some they go another one.
It's actually really smart what he's saying. I'll tell you, Doc, I didn't buy it, and then I sat there and went through it last night. It's insane, the difference. It's insane. Man.
Yeah, and because, again, if it's a brand name that's out, the manufacturer is giving rebates or discounts for a lot of the brand names because that's what they would be discounting if they gave it to the insurance companies.
Bizarre.
So, I mean, it may be $500, but it may cost the person $20. So, I mean, that's because they're discounting them. Yep.
Bizarre. It's a weird game, and it's convoluted, and it's secretive, is it not?
Absolutely. That's why there's too many agreements that nobody knows.
Wow. Dr. Kevin Wong, my man, thanks, brother.
Have a good one, Marty. Keep up the fight. Thank
you sending patients to this site, this Cuban site?
Oh, I have patients use it all the time. I have them use that. There's a number of different ones. There's a bunch of them out there, but they tell them to check the prices every time they fill it because they change.
Smart. Cheapdrugs.com. Dr. Kevin Wong, my brother. Thank you, my man.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Love him. You know why? Gives a damn. He doesn't have to work. Honestly, he works because he cares. and he fights. He's in there fighting today, trying to get Fetterman to take up this fight. Transparency, drug costs. It's dark, man. It doesn't make any sense to me that a drug that's $1,700 that somehow I can buy it on Cuban site for $30. Something's weird there. Weird. Bizarre. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, Marty, if you're headed outbound toward the airport, what's up is you have some slow traffic through the I-79 interchange because of the construction zone lane restrictions out toward Campbell's Run. You, of course, on the inbound ride have company as well, backing at the top of Green Tree Hill there. 28 southbound, a little bit of stop and go for you between the 31st Street Bridge and the off-ramps for the North Shore Expressway or East Ohio Street. Construction zone lane restrictions in place for you on the outbound Parkway East, so eastbound headed toward those Squirrel Hill tunnels until 2 p.m. You have that single lane traffic pattern right now. The delays greet you before the Bates Street on-ramp. Inbound, the ride is slow for you right around Edgewood, Swissvale. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to the Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-311-9595. That's 800-311-9595.
So my brother-in-law, Scott, had open heart surgery, UPMC. Amazing, amazing surgeons. Amazing effort in the ICU. Amazing nurses. Amazing care. My sis Barb goes to Hillman twice a week for cancer treatment for pancreatic cancer. Amazing, amazing treatment. Life-saving, life-changing information. UPMC. Amazing place.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-390-1164. 800-390-1164. 800-390-1164.
Do you consider someone in our Pittsburgh area a hero? A hero can be your neighbor, a teacher, a church leader, or even your parent. Someone who has done something extraordinary. Once again, KDKA Radio needs your help as we honor 5 local heroes in our community. Nominate your hero for Larry Richards' Hometown Heroes event at kdkaradio.com.
Is your car still under warranty?
No, not anymore.
My mechanic just suggested an extended service plan from Ox Car Care.
Ox Car Care?
Yeah, Ox will cover repair bills if anything happens to the car. New brakes, transmission, AC, or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance.
Wait, You pay nothing on repairs. Ox gets it fixed. Free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance.
Yeah, you don't pay. Ox pays. Ox even has a 30-day money-back guarantee and is A+ rated on the BBB. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike those other warranty companies.
The last thing I need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now.
Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-240-1465. Ask about senior and military discounts. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox Car Care. 800-240-1465. 800-240-1465. Or go to oxcarcare.com.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. Matthews International said Tesla's recent attempt to overturn an arbiter's decision that the Pittsburgh-based manufacturer owns the technology that goes into producing electric vehicle batteries for the automaker shows how important it is. Tesla has been battling Matthews for more than a year over the dry battery electrode technology, with 2 lawsuits claiming the company violated federal and state of California trade secret acts by providing competitors the same innovations. Matthews and Tesla have been working together since 2019 on the process for the lithium batteries that power Tesla's vehicles. Also, Claire's, a suburban Chicago-based retail chain that offers a mix of jewelry and accessory to teens and has a major presence in Pittsburgh area malls, has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. The company's second after a previous filing in 2018. According to court documents, Claire's Boutiques Incorporated filed for Chapter 11 in the United States Bankruptcy Court for the District of Delaware yesterday, with the 4 largest creditors listed owed a total of more than $14.7 million in major landlords throughout the country listed among them. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to pittsburghbusinesstimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
Hear about it. Then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Everyone's going back to school, getting all the back-to-school crap, and then I saw this. Some of the school districts want their kids to go in later because their kids need more sleep. Come on. Come on. Come on. Doesn't help me or at all because my son is a swimmer, and it is about us. And he gets up at 10 minutes to 5 in the morning. I take him to swimming at 10 after 5. I mean, so you can start school whenever the hell you want, but the swimmers are in the water at 5 a.m. What's my point? Winners win, man. I mean, this crap, mommy and daddy, my kids can't perform unless it's 8:30. Too bad. Ask the cops that work the night shift. Ask the medical interns. It's unbelievable. They work 100-hour weeks, man. No one says, you should sleep in tomorrow. Work better that way. Come on, man. I'm kind of a pain in the ass about this with my kids. If they all have 2 jobs, all of them. I'm not a slave driver. They just need that work ethic, and they're fine with it. They have a hell of a life. Sports has a lot to do with it. Sports means a lot to kids, whether it's football or track or ballet. My daughter was a dancer for 8 years. I mean, she thrived, and she went twice a day some days, and it keeps them focused and disciplined. It just does. And you think that getting a kid up at 10 to 5 in the morning is going to ruin them. I don't know. There's dad out there, and I look for it because it's there. The swimmers, hockey players too, because they have these weird shifts. They're better students, and they don't get in trouble because they don't have time to get in trouble. And then I saw this, and I had to bring this up because I laughed out loud, and I showed this to my wife. So, with all due respect to the school systems and what these goofy kids are wearing, and I am not. I preface it by saying I am not. Did you hear me say I'm not? I'm not picking on Beaver Falls. Not really. But Beaver Falls released a press release. They had a press release to this. And the press release addressed the Beaver Falls School District dress code. Drum roll, please. The Beaver Falls School District. And by the way, what happens is all these girls, the boys don't really care what they wear. They just don't, man. all these girls, including my daughters, as they get older and, in air quotes, cuter, they think they're sexy and hot, so they wear less and less. I have had to snag, yell, stop, come back in this house to my daughters running out the door, especially Chloe because she was on track. They wear these shorts in track meets now. They're the size of the lid for a pickle jar, okay? Which is kind of weird to me, especially in school, and she's not allowed. So I've had to stop her, make her come back in and change. So it's not just the Beaver Fall kids I'm picking on, but this is kind of ignorant. They have this dress code, and Patrick actually has it up on the screen. This year, Patrick, and this is tough. You're not allowed to wear pajamas. No. They have banned pajamas. Those sons of those. and blankets. So help me with something. So what that tells me is that kids in Beaver Falls were coming to school in their PJs with blankie, right? Wouldn't that stand to reason? If they're banning it this year, it would tell me that they were coming to school in it.
It would have to, right?
With blankie.
I mean, I can believe it. I've seen kids go into my own kid's school wearing these flannel-looking
pajama pants.
Yeah, exactly.
Gross.
Yep.
You're pretty, I mean, you're a wonderful dad. And look, your son has a wonderful life. You don't mess around with this. You don't let him get into any of that weirdness. You just don't, with dress code and stuff.
Oh, no. If he pulled that crap, I would send him right back upstairs to change his pants or his shorts or whatever. And if he starts walking out the door with a blankie, dear God. God help him.
So in Beaver Falls, obviously they had kids that were wearing their PJs and a blankie to school because they were waking them up too early. So just sleep in class. I tell you what, man, at Central, Mr. Wheeler would have banged your head off the locker. I got your blankie. The other thing I do like what they're doing in Beaver Falls, if you miss 15 days or more, you become ineligible for track and field or football. What has happened in schools is they give the jocks special treatment so you can miss whatever the hell you want as long as you're good at football. There was a point where Pittsburgh Public Schools, if you had a 1.5 average, you could still play football, which is ignorant. You're failing out, but go on, man. Kick ass in football. Makes no sense to me. They changed that. I think it's a 2.0 now, which is still stupid. Not the kids, just the grade point. That's a C-. So Beaver Falls is saying, all right, no pajamas, no blankie. But what am I going to do without blankie? It says nothing about a pacifier, though. You remember that? Come on, man. You remember that when kids were with the hip-hop guys were using them, so the kids started wearing pacifiers to school. Dress code, Beaver Falls, no pajamas, damn. No blankie, damn. And if you miss more than 15 days, you're off the team. I like it, Beaver Falls. Good for you.
Every Tuesday morning at 7:20, listen for Inside Independence Health, a look at all things healthcare with the experts from Independence Health System. It's brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
You know I love Diamonds Direct. I just bought Chloe, my daughter, this gorgeous necklace for high school graduation there. And right now they got this summer designer showcase. Right now, limited time, designer jewelry, extra 20% off. Almost everything in the store. 25th of July through 27th. But the deals are now. 20% off July 21st through 27th. Designer event, the 25th to 27th. This right now is the countdown. So discounts right now. Diamonds Direct. Wonderful, wonderful place.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and almost 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. And if you think this is just a cosmetic problem, think again. Varicose or spider veins, if left untreated, can lead to swollen or discolored legs, cramping, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, even worse, blood clots, which can travel to other parts of your body. But here's the good news. Advanced Medical Vein Treatment Centers offers plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own, and in time can lead to major health issues. Call Advanced Medical Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans, Medicare included. Call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248 today.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
77 and cloudy at 12 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Russian President Vladimir Putin says he hopes to meet next week with President Donald Trump, possibly in the United Arab Emirates. The news comes on the eve of a White House deadline for Russia to show progress toward ending the war in Ukraine. At present, Moscow and Kyiv remain far apart on conditions for peace. A Moon Township man died last night in an officer-involved shooting in Pittsburgh. Police responded to a domestic disturbance in Greenfield around 10:15 p.m. at a residence in the 4100 block of Murray Avenue. Allegheny County Police Superintendent Chris Kearns told KDKA-TV officers went inside and were confronted by a man with a knife.
Two officers ended up firing their weapons while they were on the stairs. A male subject was wounded. The officers tended to the male subject. He was transported to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead. The medical examiner's office has identified him as 24-year-old Matthew Foster. Allegheny County detectives are handling the investigation. Robinson Township officer has been charged in a road rage incident. Steve Pies was off duty when he allegedly punched business owner Al Cannella because he didn't yield to Pies at an intersection. The criminal complaint says Pies followed Cannella to the parking lot of Al's Texaco on July 2nd and punched him in the face with enough force to knock him out. 5 days later, Cannella was diagnosed with fractured ribs. Pies is out on bond pending a preliminary hearing and is on paid leave with Robinson Police. The Plum Borough School District will be using weapons detection technology this fall. Details on that now from News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush.
Students and visitors will be greeted by a new security measure that's meant to improve safety and streamline the screening process. The Plum Borough School District is installing an open gate weapons detection system. It looks and works similarly to metal detectors at stadiums. The system would be used during the school day for visitors and at extracurricular events, allowing for fast, non-evasive screening. Shaler Area School District also recently opted to implement open gate weapons detectors at its middle and high schools. The first day of school at Plum is August 20th. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
In a related school safety story, former Secret Service agent John Hudson is working with Zealy and Opal-based Apollo 3 to provide districts with comprehensive safety plans that are more than locks and alarms.
We do a typical security assessment of the school, and we tailor the security solution towards the particular schools that we're dealing with. Every school brings a new challenge.
On the Big K Morning Show, Hudson said Apollo 3 is reaching out to a number of schools in western Pennsylvania to help them find security protocols for 2025 through 26 and beyond. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 314 points at 43,879. The NASDAQ up 64 points, and the S&P is down 10. KDKA Sports, they have yet to play a preseason game, but some of the Steelers are boasting about the defense. Here's News Radio KDKA's Jeff Hathorn.
Juan Thornhill won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs. Last couple of years played for the Browns. The safety now says this year's Steelers defense is great. All-time great.
I think it can be one of the best of all time.
Really?
And I'm putting that in there now, one of the best of all time. I mean, when you got, literally, we got pieces everywhere. Look at the roster, look at who we have. It's it's incredible.
Thornhill has pics of Aaron Rodgers in consecutive practices. With the Steelers, Jeff Hathorn, News Radio KDKA.
Paul Skeens will start for the Pirates tonight to begin a 4-game series with the Reds at PNC Park. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick with their famous lifetime warranty on materials and labor. Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time 12:03. Time to call ABC Transit at 724-831-8500. Now hiring CDL and van drivers with signing bonuses paid. 77 and cloudy in Pittsburgh now. The AccuWeather forecast is next.
Summer is here, and it's time to plan your style staycation with Bob's Discount Furniture, where you can find everyday low prices on the hottest styles. The comfiest Consumer Reports recommended mattresses, fast, friendly delivery, and flexible financing to fit your budget. Go to mybobs.com for details. So stock up and score everyday low prices, delivered on time all summer long at your nearest store or at mybobs.com.
Oh, my Bob! Bob's Discount Furniture.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-908-8646 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-908-8646. That's 800-908-8646. What do you have to lose? Call 800-908-8646. Again, 800-908-8646.
Carlos is my man from Greater Pitt Tree Service. I mean, we're good friends. He's done trees in our yard, trees in my neighbor's yards, trees in family members' yards. Why? Best in the business. Best pricing, best labor, best professional service I've ever seen in my life. He's on a job right now, and he does free jobs for World War II veterans. Amazing, amazing man. Greater Pitt Tree Service, 412-884-TREE, 412-884-TREE.
Prescription products require completion of an online medication consultation with an independent healthcare provider through the LifeMD platform and are only available if prescribed. Subscription required. Individual results may vary. Additional restrictions apply at lifemd.com. Read all warnings before using GLP-1s. Side effects may include a risk of thyroid C-cell tumors. Do not use GLP-1s if you or your family have a history of thyroid cancer.
Confused on where to start with weight loss medication? See the lowest prices available with or without insurance for Wegovy, Zepbound, and more at trylifemd.com. 95% of LifeMD patients said starting their weight loss journey was simple. Listen to Tara's story after losing 42 pounds.
You just take your shot. It doesn't feel like you're on a diet. What I wasn't expecting it to do was to shut off the food noise. I'd gone from 237 to 195. This was life-altering, and if I can do it, I feel like anybody can do it.
Get your free insurance benefits check in minutes right now at trylifemd.com. Nearly 96% of patients said they would recommend the LifeMD program to anyone who wants to lose weight. Get started right now at trylifemd.com. That's TRYLIFEMD.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will be warm with sunshine and some clouds and a high of 83. Clear to partly cloudy and mild tonight, low 67. Tomorrow, partly sunny skies and warm in the afternoon, high 85. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
There is treatment for neuropathy. I'm Dr. Dawn Spalla. At Allegheny Health and Physical Medicine, we treat neuropathy patients daily. No drugs, no surgery, just relief. Call 724-224-2224 for a free consultation in our Sarver or Brackenridge locations.
The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I've seen these reality TV shows. This is a bizarre story. It's annoying, it's disgusting, it's frustrating. I've seen these stories on the networks and had an incident about 5 years ago with a squatter who was in an apartment in Garfield. And when we opened the door to the apartment with the owner, if I'm lying, I'm dying. The trash was up to his neck. He was inside the apartment in trash up to his neck. He was urinating and defecating. He was mentally ill. And he wouldn't leave. He would not leave. And he wasn't just a squatter, but he was a hoarder. And folks, it took... And the weirdness of it is an extremely wealthy family that kind of abandoned him. He'd been in and out of mental facilities. And the landlord's like, this guy has destroyed my apartment and no one else wants to live in. It was a duplex. It took, I'm not exaggerating this, lawyers and judges in 6 months to get him out of an apartment he was supposed to be out of. It took thousands of dollars to clean the crap, literally crap. The story was tragic and sad for both sides. The guy was mentally ill. His wealthy family had given up on him. And for the landlord, he was out thousands of dollars, both in rent and damages, and no one could help. Fast forward to yesterday, we end up in the Southside Slopes to a nice home that's being rented by a wonderful man that he renovated. And we went there yesterday, and we're going to take up the story from there. If anyone out there has dealt with squatters, you need to call us in your property. How the hell did you get them out? 866-391-1020, 866-391-1020. I have Dave on the phone. Good afternoon, my man. How are you?
I'm doing well, Marty. How are you?
Well, you're frustrated as hell, and you should be, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty angry about this, for sure. Not jumping up and down and screaming, but I'm definitely torqued off about it, for sure.
Tell us what happened here, and then we'll talk about what happened yesterday. This is extraordinary.
Sure, yeah. So, as you mentioned, we renovated this property in the Southside Slopes. We've owned it for about 15 years. We've been renting it out. And it's a nice place. Tenant was there and vacated the end of June. Their lease expired. I was out there a few days after to do some repairs, assess the property, and change the locks. Did that and hung a lockbox. And noticed that there was something that needed fixed. The air conditioning wasn't working, so I called up the company and said, come stop by this vacant property to fix the AC. So they get out there next week, and the AC tech calls me up and says there's somebody in the property. I'm like, well, that's not great. Don't go in. So I went down to the property, and I called the police to let them know what was going on. And we showed up at the property. I gave them the key to get in, and they found that there were two guys and a dog living in the property.
This is wild.
And their story was that they rented it from this company called New Era Property Management. They had a lease on their phone for 6 months for all up front.
Hold on.
Half of what?
Hold on. Fake lease?
Yeah.
Fake lease, right?
Yes, yeah. Completely fake.
Nothing to do with you, nothing at all.
Nope.
And he shows this lease and says, to hell with you, get out of my house. To you.
Well, actually, to the cops. I mean, the cops came, and, there were two guys in there. One of them had an outstanding warrant. They took him away. Second one had a clean record. He shows them the lease, and they're like, it's a matter of fraud. We can't do anything.
My man. So he has been in your house, squatting for how long now?
A month.
A month.
A month.
We went there. We went there yesterday and opened the door. And his woman, whatever the hell, whoever she is, told us to go to hell. They have a lease and they're paying rent and screw off, right?
Yep, that's exactly what they said.
And the cops told you they can't do anything about it.
Right, because it's a matter of fraud.
Fraud.
Somebody living in my house is fraud. I think it's trespassing. But.
My man, how the hell did they get utilities turned on in a house that isn't theirs?
Yeah, I mean, that was the first thing I did was I called up the utilities and turned them off. And they called the utilities up and turned them right back on. And
Come on.
Yep.
And what did they tell you? What did they tell you?
They told me, I called them up, and I'm like, this is my house. I want the utilities turned off. And they're like, oh, we're sorry. They've been, somebody else called up to turn them on. They're on someone else's name. You can't turn them off. And we can't do anything about that.
So they showed Duquesne Light a fake lease. And Duquesne Light, by law, said we got to turn them on. So they turned them on. So they're squatting in your house. He had 3 air conditioning units in the windows blasting yesterday when we got there. Right?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Sure did.
And by law, you have the right to go in there, but they could stab you or shoot you. Or, I mean, honestly, you get really touchy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's why I haven't, that was, with you was the first time I've been there. Of course, I spoke to my attorney, and he filed what's called an emergency order of ejectment.
That's wild.
And that was served by the marshals, I guess, this past Monday. But he's got 30 days to respond to that.
To respond?
Yeah.
Now, we're showing pictures of the cops at the house. They arrested one of the tenants, right?
Yeah, not standing warrant. They carted him right off.
But the other guy's in there with his woman, living rent-free.
Yep. And after we stopped by, he actually texted me.
He did?
Because we've been texting. Go ahead.
Who did?
This guy, Ketchum.
Oh, the tenant. He's texting you. What's he saying?
Yeah. The squatter. He's saying basically, I don't understand why you're harassing me.
Wow.
We got scammed out of our money, trying to push it, and now you're trying to push us out of our home without any time to try and find a new place.
Wow.
We're not the bad guys.
Yes, they are.
Not like you've been making money off this property anyway. It's clear when we moved in that nobody had lived here for a while, which is complete and utter BS. I mean, the property was vacant for 7 days when we moved in, and we've been renting it out for 15 years, and it's a good property.
Can you hang on, Dave?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to start texting him, too. I didn't know this. I was just going directly to voicemail. Folks, this is happening. It happens. We checked. This happens all over the country. People squat in multi-million-dollar homes and don't leave for years. It's insanity.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or 2 half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Wondering why your meds cost so much, even with insurance? Or maybe your pharmacy shut down, and now you don't know where to go. I'm Kyle from Blueberry Pharmacy. We do things differently. No insurance needed, no surprises. Just the real cost of your medication, plus a small, transparent dispensing fee. It's called Cost Plus Pricing, and it's how pharmacy should work. Anyone can use us with or without insurance. We ship across Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia, and Florida. Call 412-612-2279 or visit blueberrypharmacy.com. Blueberry Pharmacy, Pittsburgh's only 5-star pharmacy.
Hey folks, Marty here, Voss TV and Appliance. You'll find the best prices and selection, name brand TVs and appliances. Third generation family business that's built on relationships, not commissions. From sales, installation at Voss, Rick, Matt, the entire Voss team are experts who know appliances and TVs inside and out. They won't leave you hanging after the sale. Visit Voss, South Hill Showroom, 412-650-VOSS, 412-650-VOSS. The best prices guaranteed.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty that the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
I went to high school with Bob Tootie. I've known him for, we're pushing 55 years. The best HVAC guy I've ever met in my life, Tootie Mechanical. The best employees, the best sales, the best service. Put 2 furnaces in our home. 2. Unbelievable pricing, unbelievable service, unbelievable response to customers' needs. Tootie Mechanical. You know why? It's a family-run business. It's family first. It's service first. It's the best there is. Tootie Mechanical, 412-771-4100. Tootie.
Today's the final day of our 2-day sale, Thursday, August 7th at Coons Market.
Eckrich Frank's 12-ounce packages, buy one, get 2 free, and Skippy Peanut Butter, 15 to 16.3-ounce jars, $1.99 each. Come see us at Coons.
The Pittsburgh Speaker Series presented by University of Pittsburgh announces its 25-26 season at Heinz Hall. 7 events will broaden your perspective and deepen your understanding of the world around you. Featuring Dr. Anthony Fauci, Malcolm Gladwell, historian Doris Kearns Goodwin, former National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster, and National Geographic photographer Christina Mittermeier. The series is sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James. Tickets on sale now at pittsburghspeakers.org.
Get Marty, brought to you by UPMC, life-changing medicine.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
CBS Eye on Veterans from ConnectingVets.com. Mike Starr is an Air Force veteran and founder of Blazing Star Barbecue, Sauces and Seasonings. And he shares how his travels across Asia inspired his passion for food, flavor, and killer barbecue.
Having some of the street foods, you would just taste something different that was just like opening you up, whether it would be the ginger, the soy, the umami, and then the spice too, spicier peppers and stuff like that. I think sometimes, I might have had a little too much liquid courage, that made it a little easier to try some of the stuff.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. If you're a renter, make sure you're protected. Renter's insurance includes options that cover stolen property, personal injury, and living expenses if your place is damaged. Quote renter's insurance at progressive.com.
I've seen these scams, and so has Patrick. There's online scams where they actually show a property online with pictures, details, everything. Then you send them money to their fake lease, and then you get screwed out of your money. It happens all the time. Joining us is Dave, who has squatters living in his house right now on the south side slopes. This guy showed you a fake lease on his phone. I don't know. Could he have been scammed and he thinks he actually has legit reason to be there, or is he just lying to you and cheating you?
I mean, I find it hard to believe that he could think that this is a real lease, that you have to pay all the rent up front and you don't get a key to the property.
Right. That would be my dead giveaway. You'd have to be an idiot. Hold on for 1 second. Hold on. Hey, Rob, jump in here.
Hey, Marty. My pal is in the real estate industry in Florida. He works for banks that take over what are called real estate owned REO properties.
Right.
And they have squatters, not every day, I mean, not every house, but they have squatters that move into these homes and set up normal family life. And it's not just one random guy sleeping on the floor.
Wow.
They move a whole family in, put the kids in school. And then you have a situation where you are actually vacating a family. The banks have no idea because they don't have enough attention to all the thousands of properties that they acquire when the mortgage goes into default. So that's. I mean, I was flabbergasted. He's got one on his very own street down there, so it's common.
What? How long did I've seen these pieces on the network that some people stay in these houses for years?
Well, you have a giant entity, a bank that owns tens of thousands of properties across the country.
Wow.
They got to pay people to service these properties.
Wow.
And the extra attention costs money, so what's it worth, right? So I got a personal story.
Yeah.
I'm a smallest of small-time landlord. I have condos.
Yeah.
I had a guy sign a lease, security deposit, first month's rent, give him the keys.
Yeah.
Here you go. Not great. So excited.
Yeah.
I just renovated. Anyway, week later, I see the check come back on my checking account with, bad check fee. I call the guy. What's going on? He's like, they changed our payroll at work. Can I pay you Thursday? I said, sure, Thursday. It was Tuesday. I drove a long distance and vacated his stuff without knowing. And that may have not been kosher, but you know what? He can deal with the cops.
Hell
he
yeah.
can come after me.
Hell yeah. Hey, Dave, you've thought of that too. You've thought of gone over there and just physically throwing them out, haven't you?
Absolutely. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if he's got, a gun or something like that.
When he's not home.
Yeah, but
when he's not home.
But now there's a woman there, because we were there yesterday and she was home. And you get into this personal space, Dave, and I'm thinking civil action, legal action, it ain't worth it. So, Dave, you have to try the legal route. What's the plan, Dave? What do you have to do now?
Yeah, so they serve this order of emergency ejectment, and they have 30 days to answer. And I guess when they answer, if they answer or not, then a court date's going to be set, and we go into court. And then, assuming that I win in court, which I'm not sure how I couldn't win in court, being that it's my property, and he's not paying rent, then we got to get the marshals to go over there so that I can change the locks again and hopefully keep somebody else from getting in there.
And you have to pay to clean it up because he could be destroying your place right now.
Absolutely. I have no idea what he's doing in there. And I have no security deposit, no rent. But I tell you this, any other vacant property, I'm going to be putting a camera in front of it for sure.
It's scary, isn't it, Rob?
Absolutely. And you wonder, you want to respect people's rights.
You do.
But at the end of the day, Dave is paying all the expenses for this place.
Right on.
It's not free.
Dave, we're in the middle of this with you, man. I got a couple lawyers looking at it. I have a couple cops looking at it in the DA's office looking at it. We're going to get this done for you, all right, man?
I appreciate that. Thank you, Marty.
Hey, Rob, thanks, man. Great stuff.
Thanks.
There's a sense of powerlessness to this. Because you're out there thinking, how the hell could this happen? And I'm at the house yesterday, and he showed me there's no lease. The guy didn't have any keys. And we knock on the door, and I swear a woman answers, looks at me like I'm a moron, and literally says, we live here. This is our apartment. Go the hell away. By the way, Dave is a great man. He did not go into the apartment. So we opened the door an inch, and this woman slammed it in our face and told us to go the hell away. He owns the joint. He's taking care of the joint. He has to fix up the joint. What's bizarre is somehow they think they deserve this. How the hell that happened? Where'd that come from? I do not know, but now it's taking judges, lawyers, cops, and money. Hey, folks, Marty here. Just talked to my boy JK, the king of Oakmont restaurants. The Lot. Have you tried it? Best breakfast you'll ever have. Carnivores. Unbelievable wings. The Pub. Woo! The hamburgers. And how about Hofstadt's? The Italian is magnificent. So you got The Lot, Carnivores, the Pub, Hofstadt's, every single one, the highest quality, the best food. Check them all out in Oakmont.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 78 degrees at 12:30. I'm David Ballarano. Allegheny County Councilmember Bethany Hallam has confirmed to KDKA Radio that the Allegheny County Jail Corrections Officer Brian Davis, whose racist video appeared on social media last month and then went viral, has been fired. The video featured Davis holding a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire that had a racial epithet inscribed on it. Jail officials denounced the video and stated the department does not tolerate racist or abusive language and expects professionalism from all jail employees. As kids get ready to return to school this fall, parents may be wondering what's new in school security efforts. Former Secret Service agent John Hudson tells the Big K Morning Show that he recently partnered with the district attorney's office and they began to install license plate recognition cameras at school entrances.
Known person that we have a concern with, we can enter that plate into a database, and when that vehicle passes through that checkpoint, it can alert the school resource officers or others, local police departments, where that person is if they're looking for them.
He says, while it's good to have locks and alarms in place, school districts need to start thinking about using a more comprehensive approach to achieve that extra layer of security. Pittsburgh now has its first black-owned brewery. News Radio KDKA's Paul Rasmussen with that story.
After moving to Pittsburgh from Chicago, Marcus Wyatt said he discovered through research very few blacks own breweries.
We're like 30% consumers, but under 1% ownership. And it kind of threw me off a little bit. Now I'm really intrigued, and I want to dive deep into this. So I just kept going, and yeah, we look up now, and I'm owning a brewery.
On the Big K Morning Show, Wyatt said Wendy Bridges Golden Ale will become official once he gets his license from the state in a few weeks. Then he plans to start distribution in hopes of someday having a brick-and-mortar business. But for now, he says his plan is to flood Pittsburgh with as much Wendy Bridges as they can handle. Paul Rasmussen, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street at this hour, the Dow and NASDAQ are heading in opposite directions. The Dow is down 243 points. The NASDAQ is up 84. The S&P 500 down 2.5. KDK Radio News Time, 12:32. Our next update's at 1. I'm David Ballarano on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio, KDKA.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check you have your phone first, before the cab pulls away.
Hey, thanks, man. No, wait, my phone, come back. It's got my boarding pass, credit cards, phone numbers, my life, come back.
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
If you didn't think skipping breakfast was a big deal, you'd be right. Before. But now, Wendy's has Buck Biscuits. We're talking sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, or even the Honey Buddy Chicken Biscuit for just $1 each. Seriously, you can get all 3 if you want. They're just $1, so you'll never skip breakfast again. If you're smart. Breakfast for $1? gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in the combo while supplies last.
When my parents passed, we put their entire estate in the hands of Julian Gray, who's the best elder law attorney in America. I am not exaggerating. The best in the country. Saved us time, calmed us down, saved us thousands of dollars. GrayElderLaw.com. And as life goes, guess what they're doing now? Our estate. What happens if I die? What happens if I go into long-term care? What happens to our investments? What happens to our kids? What do we do with their trusts? Who do we trust? Julian Gray. GrayElderLaw.com. They sit you down. They talk to you. They do all the research. All the planning. GrayElderLaw.com. 412-458-6000. 412-458-6000. Hey, folks, it's Marty. Look, with Medicare, this is important stuff, and there's never one size fits all. That's the beauty of MediConnect. That's why I love the company. The folks at MediConnect, they'll sit down with you in your home or in the office, anywhere you wish, to answer Medicare questions and compare plans with your current situation. There is never, ever a fee for their services. And they got 70 different plans. Medicare made simple. MediConnect, 888-818-6334.
Summer storms can spell disaster for your roof and more. At Home Genius Exteriors, we stop the damage before it starts. Call now during our summer savings event and get 50% off materials for your new roof. Plus, get no interest and no payments till 2027. Call Home Genius Exteriors at 855-UR-GENIUS to schedule your free roof and attic inspection. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunshine mixed with clouds for the rest of today and warm this afternoon, high 83. Clear to partly cloudy tonight, though 67. Sunshine and some clouds tomorrow, high 85. Saturday, partly sunny, very warm and more humid, high 88. For AccuWeather, I'm Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
Here we go, Thursday, getting through the week. So much to get into. Full show, 2 to 6 today. Be sure to be listening. Colin Dunlap here, KDKA.
It's fascinating. And some of my boys send me texts that the magistrates, they'll protect these people. The woke magistrates, they'll say, nah, they have a right to be there. Man. You know what Dave wants to do? And I'm getting texts to that effect. Get a bunch of guys, go over there and kick that guy's ass. No, you can't. I wouldn't suggest that. I love Dave. He's a wonderful guy. Hardworking. He's on the right side of the law. I quite frankly don't care if this consumer thinks they got screwed by some scammer online. This is not his apartment. He knows it. He knows it. And somehow he's making himself the victim and Dave, the landlord, the bad guy. It's unbelievable to me. It's so annoying. And Rob, who called, this is happening all over the country. There are people that actually have stayed in houses for 7 years. It's no BS. $1 million plus houses. And he kind of made the point, what happens is these big venture capital firms, now they buy thousands of properties and they're managing billions and billions of stuff, and they can't. So these people know this, they move in and they stay. Until you try and get them out, then they say, nah, I got the right to be here. There's a sadness to this, because these are families. So there are parents out there with kids. This is their plan. Let's move into that big house. It's not ours and just stay there. By the way, I'm going to hook him up, Dave, with Duquesne Light. To hell with this guy lying to Duquesne Light with a fake lease and getting them. We'll sweat him out of there. We will have the AC turned off We will have the AC turned off there, Mike. Believe me, I'm already texting with the cool people at Duquesne, like my man Matt. It's ignorant, man. This irritates the hell out of me. Brother Anthony, what's up?
Marty, they're going to have to get Congress to intervene and state legislatures to get intervened because this process is entirely too easy.
Right.
My son, and here's maybe a suggestion for them for what we need to do from now on. When you're a property owner and you write up lease for a new tenant, get it notarized. And if you don't have a notarized lease, then it's fake. Because here's what happened. My son, who lives in Vegas, says, "Hey, Dad, you know what? They got people who are moving into, renting an Airbnb.
Uh-huh.
They have a fake lease.
Whoa.
And then the owner can't get them out.
Wow.
You've got these woke, like you said, magistrates and judges. They just have the fake lease, and they stay as long as they want. It's a long process to try to get them out.
Bizarre.
Yeah. He said it's happening in Vegas. That it's a scam. They come up with these fake lease, they rent it out Airbnb, and then they just stay until he said one time he said it took 2 years to get somebody out.
Wow.
So that's why you need Congress to stream it. I don't know. I guess this started back in the 1800s, squatters, right? But it's obviously being manipulated. So you're going to have Congress intervention, and state by state, the legislatures can handle that too. And, hey, get them notarized. If I were an owner, we're going to have it notarized. That way if it wasn't notarized, then you're not properly here.
And I'm with you, and I agree with you, but that means squat in this case. This guy pretty much told my guy to go to hell, leave him alone. It's his house.
Yeah, but Marty, look, you and I,
I'm going to get my man. I'm going to get the people at Duquesne Light to turn off Mr. Squatter's AC today. He can sweat his ass off in there with his girlfriend. He has three air conditioners in the windows.
And a dog.
And a dog. And a dog.
Hey, Marty, listen. You and I come from a different era.
Yeah, man.
We know back in the day, some goonballs would have went over there and handled that issue in lickety-split time.
My cousins in Bloomfield would handle that issue today.
That's right. My cousins would, too, who live up in these hills. They'd handle that. If I had an issue, they'd come and handle it for me.
And if I didn't have a broken foot yesterday, we might have taken a different tactic, but I ain't kicking anyone's ass and getting sued, but I will find a way to get them out of there because Dave's a good man, and these people are living rent-free in his head and in his checkbook.
Well, Marty, we can't have you going to the goose scowl. It ain't going to be like Port Authority that time. All right, brother.
I've been arrested before. He's right. I just find it to be irritating as hell. So what I'm going to do is I'm texting right now with the guys at Duquesne Light. Because, by the way, they're just doing their job. Someone calls and says, hey, dude, I got to get my AC turned on. It's hot. And by law, Duquesne Light's like, okay, we don't want them dying in there. It's 90 degrees. But, so, Oz, who's my boy, who knows more than most, has a great recall. And I mentioned the guy that we did the piece on. And it was bizarre. The guy's name's Ken Goldsmith. And I get to the door in this apartment he's living in, is on the second floor with the landlord. And Ken opens the door because the landlord wants him out. And he's mentally ill, which is awful. And there are bugs. And I'm looking at the script right now that I did when I was with KDTV. And there are bugs flying around the ceiling. And I'm pushing the door open with the owner, pushing it, and it won't open. There's so much trash. And there's trash to the ceiling. This is a fact. And this guy hasn't paid rent. He owes $5,000 in rent, this Goldsmith guy, and he won't leave. And the case went back a decade. A decade. Folks, 9 months, this poor landlord 9 months to try and get this guy out of her apartment. The health department had been filing claims against the guy living there for dozens of different places over the years. And again, I'm not picking on the guy. He's mentally ill, but his wealthy family blew him off and just said, you're on your own. And they left him on his own. So, the sheriff's department got involved, and they got warrants. And they removed him physically. And he sued the hell out of them and extended the process by months and months and months. My boy Paul Anthony has the right tactic. Harass them. In other words, do it the legal way. Do a welfare check on the dog. Make sure it has rabies and license. That's actually really smart. I'm going to talk to the folks at Duquesne Light here in the break because they're real cool about this and get this taken care of because this isn't right. It just isn't. Turn off the AC. They can sweat it out. Brian, go ahead.
Hey, Marty. How you doing?
Good, brother.
Hey, listen, you know, in all fairness, sometimes people do get scammed, but the language is when you're looking for an apartment or a house to rent, you can see the language that it's a scam because, oh, I'm renting this for my brother, or I'm renting this for my owner or my uncle, rather. And the language just repeats itself where they're saying the same thing over. They're incorrect spelling words. You give me the money up front and I'll give you the keys. The keys will be over here at this address and blah, blah, blah. Sometimes people are so blind to the fact they show them properties that don't even exist that were for sale that are no longer available. And people are just so gullible.
Why is Brian pragmatic? Why the hell, Brian, do people send these idiots money, though? I don't get it, man.
I have no clue. They see the beauty of the house that's a fictitious house, and they were like, "Oh, I can get this for this price," and blah blah blah. He only wants this amount down. They done that to me. They almost scammed me, and when I found out it was a scam, I told them to call me at this number, and it was the police department's number that they called. Whoa. You know, just to make them aware of what was going on.
And somehow,
you know?
I don't know. Maybe these people living in there think they paid something, but I don't believe it. I think they're just punks.
Yeah, and just to circle back, I sent you that text about the magistrate.
Yep.
That's true because I used to be an owner, a landlord, and if it's winter time and they get mail in that address, they're going to keep extending it. You can't throw that family out. It's winter time. It's cold. What are they going to do with the kids?
No, he's right.
They're going to extend it and extend it and extend it until the weather breaks, or they know they're wrong, but they don't. The magistrates don't want to, add fuel to the fire, per se.
You know what's confounding to me, though, Brian? How the hell do people live this way?
That's their whole life. That's what they do. They live on scheming people. That makes their day. I got away with this. I get away with that. But you never give a thief an opportunity. Never.
No, you're right, man.
Never.
No, it's true. It's a great phone call and great information. I'm going to have this guy's account number and everything to Duquesne Light here in 10 minutes. We're going to sweat them out of there. Seriously.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Pittsburgh. Are you ready to relive the magic? Almost Queen, a tribute to Queen, is taking the stage at Rivers Casino on Friday, September 19th. Experience the look, the power, and all the legendary hits all in one place. From Bohemian Rhapsody to Another One Bites the Dust, you'll be dancing all night long. Visit riverscasino.com for tickets. And don't miss Almost Queen, a tribute to Queen live. We'll see you there.
So, an older woman in her 80s with cancer, it's a true story, reached out to me a week and a half ago. Poor thing, her roof is collapsing. I mean, literally collapsing. And she has a baby pool in the house to collect water. And NASCO Roofing's going to put a new roof on our house. It's that kind of company, man. It's that kind of service. It's that kind of commitment. NASCO Roofing. Labor. Fantastic. Pricing, fantastic. NASCO Roofing. 412-373-2000. 412-373-2000.
Retirement, it's almost here. Are you ready? Well, join Kurt Kanodik and Ethan Lane of Accurate Solutions Group for your retirement blueprint. Let Kurt and Ethan help you plan for your retirement dreams. Don't miss your retirement blueprint, Sundays at 10. Investment advisory services offered through ASG Investment Management, LLC.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
There are things in this world that are just a bad combo, like a leftover salmon lunch bowl and the office microwave.
What is that smell? Is that fish? Oh, man.
You know what's actually a smart combo? Upside cash back with your credit card rewards. That's right. With Upside, you can earn an average 8% cash back at restaurants in Pittsburgh, like Arby's, Applebee's, and Pizza Hut. The best part? You can combine Upside with your credit card perks and loyalty programs. It's like double dipping your rewards with an extra side of cash back. Download Upside, and for a limited time, get a 10% bonus on your first restaurant meal with promo code PIT101. That's promo code PITT101 for an extra 10% cash back bonus. See why millions of Upside users have racked up almost $1 billion in cash back earned. Next time you need a break from the break room, choose the smart combo with Upside. Don't forget to use promo code PIT101. Upside. Cashback smarter. Offers vary by user and location. Terms and conditions apply. Go to upside.com for details.
It's Pet Appreciation Month, and Zero Res wants you to know what they do is safe for all pets, and there's no harsh soaps or chemicals. Your home won't smell like a janitor's closet. Now, we have an older dog. It's not her fault. She's had issues, and that means we've had to clean up. You call Zero Res, and not only carpets. Zero Res will take care of tile, hardwood, rugs, upholsteries, air ducts. Every surface of your home can be Zero Resified. Call the cleaning professionals at Zero Res. If you haven't tried Zero Res, now is the time. Take advantage of Zero Res offer. Pittsburgh's ultimate carpet cleaner. Get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned, starting at just $129. Plus, take 15% off pet odor treatments and take another $50 off air duct cleaning. Call 412-701-1188. Ask for the KDKA special. Spell it backwards or forwards. It spells the same. Zero Res. Do yourself a favor. Call today.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Toyota was forced to lower its profit guidance for the current fiscal year due to the Trump tariffs. The Japanese automaker expects to take a $9.5 billion hit from the tariffs. Toyota's forecast is more pessimistic than those from other Japanese car companies. It's getting harder and harder to find a job. New data from the Labor Department show recurring applications for unemployment benefits jumped to the highest level in years. It's a sign that the labor market is weakening. Initial claims rose to 226,000 last week, slightly higher than economists expected. While Eli Lilly raised its yearly profit and sales outlook after reporting strong growth from its obesity medicine, the good news is being overshadowed by the company's new weight loss drug. Results from a study on the obesity pill showed it didn't perform as well as Wall Street was expecting. Lilly shares are currently down almost 15%, while rival Novo Nordisk shares are up close to 7%. Lilly's once-daily obesity pill, if approved, would likely hit pharmacy shelves next year. I'm Dan Schwartzman, Bloomberg Radio.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I've been at this a while, man. Obviously, and so is Patrick. I find it. He couldn't get. I'm talking to Dave here, and I'm going to hook up with Duquesne Light, and I've got them his account numbers. Duquesne Light will straight up. They're living there fraudulently. Okay, cut off the utilities. And I said, Dave, call friggin' electrician. Cut the power. He said the electrician's a landlord and has a little. He's trying to get him over there. It's very sensitive. And Brian was right. I've seen this movie, Patrick. I went through this with this guy, and again, he was mentally ill, and it was bad. But he needed help. He needed to be hoarding in an apartment in Friendship for 16 months and costing this woman $10,000. These judges dumped it on the landlord. It was $10,000. You should have seen this, man. It was. I am not exaggerating. When the guy pushed the door open, when I got to the apartment with the sheriff's department, there were all these flies and wasps, and my man was up to his neck in garbage. I'd never seen that before. So they get him out of there. They get him to Western Psych to try and get him treated, which obviously they kicked him after 3 days, and then he started trying to get back in. This is the truth. 3 dumpsters. 3 dumpsters full of trash. 1 apartment. And what Brian said is true. So Brian's right, too, again, about when this happens in the winter, and that's why I do respect and admire the utilities. They will not, by law, shut off your utilities in the winter. Good for them. This ain't the winter. Him and his little woman are sitting in there with their doggy watching Wheel of Fortune on Dave's dime, and it irritates the hell out of me because they're not mentally ill. From what I saw and from what we hear, they're not. Get a job, get the hell out of this apartment, and get a life. I'm there with Dave yesterday and said in the old days in Pittsburgh, there would have been a bunch of guys, big guys, who would have beat his, you know what, thrown him out, game on. This ain't the old days. And here's the other issue. Right now, he could be kicking holes in the wall. Right now, his dog could be crapping on the floors. And you got no way to fight this. And you can't sue him because he doesn't have any money. And I'm telling you, there were 2 guys living there. The cops came over and said, all right. They arrested the one guy because at least they had warrants on him. The guy living now said, I'll go get a woman. Now he has a woman living in there with his damn dog. Sir, this ain't Mayberry. You got to go. We're going to make sure you go. We're going to make certain you go. I promise. You watch. I get so irritated with people gaming the system. What's the end game for the... By the way, these are young people. I'd say, what would you say, Patrick? Was she 30s?
I don't think they're younger than 20s. It's
no.
Definitely right. Looks like 30s, maybe.
20s or 30s.
Yeah.
And my point is they're not 90 years old, decrepit. No, these are able-bodied Americans.
Yeah, these are not older folks on disability.
No, they're scamming this guy and screwing him, and we're going to do everything we can to make that screw job come to an end. I promise you. We will have this kind of sort of eradicated ASAP. Next hour, you got to hear this stuff, folks. You got to hear this stuff. Medicare, it's about to hit the, you know what. You got to hear this stuff. You got to hear it.
The KDKA mobile news fleet is driven by Jim Shorkey Kia, North Huntington and Wexford. JimShorkeyKia.com.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
If you are new to Medicare and have questions, Aetna can help. Aetna has a Medicare Advantage plan that includes prescription drug coverage with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plan includes benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-833-771-3415 to learn more. A licensed agent will answer your call.
Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our DSMPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
7 races, 7 dogs, and KDKA Radio. Colin Dunlap takes his show on the road in support of the Wiener 100 race at EQT Park as part of the Bark in the Park night on August 19th before the Wild Things game. Find out if your wiener dog is eligible to race by clicking on the events page at KDKARadio.com. Hot dogs, baseball, the Wiener 100 race, and Colin Dunlap. Only on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
At Baths R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement, and that starts with the team who brings your vision to life. Our installers aren't just skilled, they're experts.
This is who we are. This is what we do all day, every day.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement, or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 412-556-BATH to schedule your free estimate, or go to bathsrus.com. 412-556-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 78 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1 o'clock. I'm David Colorado. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. Home improvements with no interest financing if you need it. TrustPJ.com. Plumboro School District will begin using weapons detection units this fall. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush tells us more.
Assistant Superintendent Ashley Boyers tells KDKA Radio no specific incident spurred the decision to install the units. He said it was part of the district's progressive approach to safety and security.
This tool is something we've actually been reviewing now for roughly 2 years. We've done some different demos of different tools. We have spoken and visited other school districts who utilize different weapon detection tools. And so we wanted to make sure we were doing our due diligence before just selecting a weapons detection system.
Boyer says the Open Gate weapons detection system won't be used on students in the beginning stages in hopes of working out any hiccups within the system. But he expects it to become the new reality in the district over time. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
The city of Pittsburgh has announced a new traffic calming project for Larimer. The goal of this project is to increase speed limit compliance and to reduce the occurrence of traffic crashes. That's according to Olga George, who's the press secretary for Mayor Gainey.
We also are going to be putting in the permanent signage and pavement marking to alert motorists of approaching traffic calming elements and to clarify one-way conditions at Shetland.
George says data collected indicated that more than 97% of the vehicles traveling on Larimer Avenue exceeded the posted speed limit of 25 miles per hour. On Wednesday, hundreds of United Airlines flights were grounded by what the airlines called a technology issue. United says it has now resolved the outage, but the ripple effect still led to cancellations and delays. CBS's Chris Van Cleve has more.
United says its systems are back up and running today, but we are seeing delays and cancellations continue as the airline recovers from this outage. Hundreds of cancellations between last night and today, even more delays.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says he's been in touch with United's CEO, and the company says this was not a cybersecurity issue. Heads up if you've been sharing access to your HBO Max account. Michael Wallace tells us more.
Warner Brothers Discovery has already been warning subscribers to stop sharing their HBO Max passwords. But the company says it's about to get more aggressive with its crackdown. Starting next month, it will send those subscribers messages, pushing them to pay an extra $7.99 a month to add another member to their accounts. Netflix and Disney Plus have also been restricting account sharing. HBO Max added 3.4 million subscribers last quarter and now has 126 million worldwide. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 322 points. The Nasdaq is 35 points higher. The S&P 500 down 15. KDKA Sports, Paul Skeen starts for the Pirates tonight to begin a 4-game series against the Reds at PNC Park. Right now around the Pittsburgh area, it is currently 78 degrees and mostly sunny. The AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
A trial is 99% preparation, and nobody prepares better than us. Get the good guys, Goodrich and Geist.
When you hire our firm, you become part of the family. Nobody messes with family. Get the good guys, Goodrich and Geist.
Honey, is our car still under warranty?
No, not anymore.
My sister just got an extended service plan from Ox Car Care.
Ox Car Care?
Yeah, Ox will cover our repair bills if anything happens to our car, new brakes, a transmission, AC, or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance.
Wait a minute, we pay nothing on the repairs? Ox gets it fixed for us? Free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance? What's the number?
800-240-1465. Ox has a 30-day money-back guarantee and an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike other warranty companies. We should call now, 800-240-1465.
The last thing we need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now.
Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-240-1465. Ask about senior and military discounts. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox Car Care, 800-240-1465 or oxcarcare.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A nice afternoon with sunshine and some clouds. Our high temperature 83. Then tonight clear to partly cloudy skies and mild to 67. Sunshine and some clouds tomorrow. A warm day, high 85. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
After years of diving into the ups and downs of retirement planning, we've decided to change the name of our show, Expedition Retirement. Join us for Fire Your Financial Advisor, Saturday night at 8 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
We're gonna sweat that dude out of that apartment, well, I promise you, that thinks he's living rent free. We're gonna be living rent free in his head. I'm texting him right now, sir. You're a squatter. All right, I digress. I have Lance O'Brien here. I texted him yesterday and asked him to come in early for 100 reasons. With MediConnect, there's a major things happening with Medicare, Medicaid too, but that's really not what they manage. They answer Medicare, and most of you folks, if you're in my age group, this is kind of your life and what happens to your life, and it's fairly important information, and there's dramatic changes. But I had to ask him first because he's very attentive to what we're doing and saw the Cuban stuff and cheapdrugs.org, which, what do you think, man? What's your take? Because you deal with a lot of folks We deal with a lot of scripts. What's your take?
Cost plus drugs are great, right? What Cuban's doing. There's another local vendor here that does it in Westview, Glenview area. Blueberry Pharmacy. You know, a lot of times people think I have to go through my insurance plan. Like I'm mandated because I have insurance, I have to use them. Well, what if your insurance plan's charging you twice what you could get it somewhere else?
Yeah. Well,
that's ridiculous, right? You use your insurance when it benefits you. That's what I would say. When it doesn't benefit you, you go outside your insurance and you benefit yourself by getting the best cost so you can take your medication.
So I call it cheap drugs because it actually is what it is. It scared me when I went on this site. You're smart about this stuff. How do they pull this off, though? Like this cost plus drugs company. How do they? I'm looking at scripts that the retail price is $500 and they're selling it for $20. How's that happen?
Well, essentially, there's a middleman, a PBM, right? You know, pharmacy benefit manager, PBM. Yeah. Pharmacy benefit manager, and they're managing and negotiating costs. So of course they don't like what Cost Plus is doing because it's kind of interfering with what they're doing.
It's cutting them out.
It's cutting them out, right? Well, if you cut the middleman out and everything that goes with being the middleman, then you can get better pricing ultimately. And there's just some things that they're overcharging for, right? You know, where if you can get it from someone who can buy it at cost, do their 15% markup, and if there's any other administration fees, you can get a lower cost than what the PBM's doing.
So do you recommend this sort of thing to your people?
We encourage people.
Do you?
We do. When we're sitting with them, again, when the plan is best, we encourage them to use the plan, right? Because there's definitely times when the plan is going to be better. They're going to get their generic medications for a zero premium. You know, your statins, your diabetic medications like glipizide, metformin, things of that nature. But when it doesn't benefit you, when on the plan, it's not as most cost effective, then we'll, in our appointments, we'll check GoodRx, we'll check Blueberry Pharmacy. Yeah, we check other options and say.
It's just not Cuban's company. Everyone's kind of getting into this marketplace.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, he was the one who was the industry leader, and he was the one who first came up with the idea to try to lower the cost, right? You know, but GoodRx again is out there. There's the Canadian Med Store, which is actually in Florida, that has a similar thing that they help people with. So for us, we're always looking for, if we know something in a local plan, Marty, is being charged more than what it should be, then we're looking for alternatives, because we wouldn't want somebody to not choose that plan because one medication's hanging it up. So if we can find that medication for a better price somewhere else, we're going to show them how to do that so they can get the other benefits of that plan.
You know, they call these companies like Cuban's company disruptors. This could change the marketplace forever?
It could change the marketplace, right? Because, again, let's think about it. The drugs are overpriced in our country. I think 4 or 5 months ago, we talked about how a lot of times we're paying 50-60% more than they are paying in Europe and other countries, right? So, and think about the Inflation Reduction Act. What was one of the big things in the Inflation Reduction Act, besides the $35 insulin cap, right? Besides the elimination of the donut hole, it was actually them saying, now we're going to allow you to negotiate Part D, which is the prescription drugs, with Medicare. See, they were never able to negotiate the prices. Oh. So the first negotiation happened a year ago, and the effects of that are going into 2026's plans.
So help me with this, because I don't understand this game. So what do Cubans people do? They call drug companies and say what? How does it work from their end?
It's a great question. Honestly, I don't know all the specifics. All I know is they're getting it. The big thing is they're getting it for the cost, and then they're doing just generally a 15% markup. Really they've got to cover costs and all of that themselves. Yeah. They're not doing the outrageous 80%, 100% markup that can sometimes be there.
I'm a pretty smart guy. I'm pretty tuned into media. I started checking stuff like salbuterol. Is that what it is? The inhaler that I use. I get asthma sometimes, and then it leads to bronchitis, and you know that insanity. The retail's like $450, and then on Mark's site it's $14. How does that happen, though, man?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. So that's actually an awesome example on a lot of the local plans. On their formulary, that's a Tier 3 prescription, right? So Tier 3 prescription, now if you pay the deductible, depending on what the deductible is, first time you get it, there's going to be an upcharge. But then normally a Tier 3 somewhere between $40 and $50. So even at their best price, you're looking at that. And I know, again, not to create competition, but Blueberry Pharmacy is doing it very similar to that. Like they're providing that at what is a reasonable expected cost, because they're cutting out the middleman and the red tape.
Really dumb question. Why didn't this happen 10 years ago?
You want my honest answer?
Yeah, of course I do.
People are greedy.
Okay, but then someone said, we can do this and make money doing that.
We can make money doing it a better way that benefits the population at large.
And people hate rich people. We were talking about this in the break. They hate successful people, so now they hate Cuban because he's a billionaire.
Right.
I love him because he's my friend, just like I love you and you're successful, but I don't care if they hate him. I want them to love this sort of thing because it saves them money, whether they resent billionaires or not.
Whether people want to accept it or not, we live in a capitalistic society, right? So everything is, at the end of the day, about making money. But what if people can come around, and this isn't a new phrase, but what if they can come around with a better mousetrap, right, where they're providing the same service, but they're doing it in a way that can save the average consumer money? What's wrong with that? That's actually what built our society.
Okay, I want to tease this, and then because you sent me a couple headlines that are actually unsettling. You plan for higher health care costs in 2026, projected Medicare Part B and Part D premiums. This is going to get bad.
What they're projecting based on the report that came out yesterday from Social Security is that we're going to see one of the largest Part B increases that we've seen in the last 20 years.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the other one I sent you today about United Healthcare with 600,000 members going to be losing their plans. We got to dig into that, too. It's big stuff.
So you sent me this headline. United Healthcare dropping Medicare Advantage plans impacting 600,000 people. Man, that's big.
It's huge. It's huge. And the thing of it is that what it's known as is a SAR, service area reduction. And it's not like this is new. Last year there was service area reductions. Every year across the country there's service area reduction, but they're not at a high level, right? But what's happening, there's so much to unpack in this. I don't know how much time we have left in this segment, but
No, we're going to take a break and come back and dig into this.
Yeah,
Both these things.
Yeah, because it's affecting a lot of the PPO plans, right? And I want to explain why it's affecting those PPO plans.
I begged him to come early today because this is important stuff. It's really vital, and my man knows his stuff better than anyone I've ever known. Hang in there, folks. These are questions you're going to want answered next.
Listen to the Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-616-9695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-616-9695. That's 800-616-9695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's the second annual KDKA Radio Kickoff Classic live at the Wolverina, presented by Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union. The best high school football showcase to begin the 2025 season on Friday and Saturday, August 22nd and 23rd. North Allegheny versus Woodland Hills, Central Catholic versus LaSalle College on Friday. On Saturday, it's McKeesport versus Delaware Valley, Steel Valley versus Westinghouse, and Elizabeth Forward versus West Mifflin. $13 per ticket or weekend passes, just $25. Get your tickets at kdkaradio.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
So Rob Pierce has become one of my friends, and at Robert Pierce and Associates, here's the reason why. So right now we're in the middle of this big effort to get granny cams in nursing homes. Rob spends a lot of his time protecting seniors and their families who have loved ones in nursing homes. He wants them in there to protect your family, and he takes up legal battles for families who have loved ones in nursing homes all the time. Robert Pierce and Associates, 412-214-7477. 412-214-7477. Fantastic lawyer. 2D Mechanical Systems, Pittsburgh's HVAC, plumbing, and electric leaders, is a family business that I truly admire. 2D culture is built on ethics, service, and making a difference in our community. 2D Mechanical Systems, they're the people you want working in your home. Carlos is my man from Greater Pitt Tree Service. I mean, we're good friends. He's done trees in our yard, trees in my neighbors' yards, trees in family members' yards. Why? Best in the business. Best pricing, best labor, best professional service I've ever seen in my life. He's on a job right now, and he does free jobs for World War II veterans. Amazing man. Greater Pitt Tree Service, 412-884-TREE, 412-884-TREE.
Imagine a place where your work, home, and social life exist in harmony. That's Nova Place. Wake up at Parkview Apartments with the city skyline as your backdrop. Head to Alloy 26 to tackle your to-do list. Reset your mind and body with a sweat session or class at Union Fitness. Close out your day with drinks and dinner at Federal Galley. From networking events to rooftop yoga to happy hours, Nova Place is built for balance. Live well, work smart, stay inspired without ever leaving the block. Right here at Nova Place on Pittsburgh's North Side.
Get Marty, brought to you by UPMC, life-changing medicine.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
So a lot going on in this space. And let's dig right into it. Where do you feel most comfortable starting? Because this is a lot of information to digest.
Comfortable with all of them, but let's start with the United Healthcare announcement from yesterday.
And what are they saying they're going to do? This is kind of a big deal.
So basically what they're saying is this enrollment period, and this is coming from their new CEO, he is saying that they're going to actually eliminate plans for 600,000 members in this coming enrollment season across the country.
When is that?
So annual enrollment begins October 15th, goes through December 7th. When you sign up for a plan then January 1st it goes into effect. So what's going to happen is come early October, all these people that are on these United Health care plans, they're going to get a letter in the mail saying your plan's not going to be offered anymore. Yeah. So, and again, United Healthcare is not going to be the only one that does this year, but it's a growing issue, right? But United Healthcare's come out.
So hold on, they mustn't be making money, right?
Well, what's happening, and this is why I wanted to kind of save it for this segment, these are PPO plans. So I don't want to get too technical, and I want to make this as simple as possible, but I think this is really important. So Medicare Advantage is one of the two ways you can get your private insurance, Marty. The other is a supplement. Some people think that Advantage plans are the devil, right? Because it's managed care and there's a lot of more hoops to jump through, right? But there's a lot of positives. Quite frankly, a lot of people can't afford supplements. And let me just give you a real quick picture. You enroll in Medicare Part B, $185, right? And then you get a supplement depending on your zip code. Say you get a Plan G.
What's the supplement for?
The supplement picks up generally what Part A and B doesn't of original Medicare, right? So basically your A and B is covered. But to get the supplement, you're talking another $150.
Oh.
So now you got $185, $150, then you got to get a drug plan. And if you want to get dental and vision, hearing and all that. So basically someone has to be able to pay $350 to $400 a month for their health care. If you got somebody out there making $1,500 a month on their Social Security and that's all they got, they just can't afford the supplement. So that's where the Advantage plan becomes attractive because you can get them for a low premium. One of the things you'll lose, though, Marty, when you go into an Advantage plan is now you're entering into an HMO or a PPO, a network plan.
HMO, folks, this is lingo, Health Maintenance Organization, PPOs, Preferred Provider Organization.
You got it.
Old school stuff.
Yeah, so Health Maintenance Organization, as long as you stay in the network, then you make money. Or you can, as long as you stay in the network, you pay whatever the cost is of the plan. Well, the companies honestly are making money on those plans because they can control what's going on because you're staying in network all the time. PPO plan, that means you can go out of network and there's not as much control. So what's happening is people are flooding into these HMO or these PPO plans because they do want the flexibility of network access. Again, trying to keep this as simple as possible without giving a visual. That's one of the things you give up if you leave a supplement. Because a supplement, you can go anywhere that accepts Medicare. You go into an Advantage plan, you got that network. So people are like, well, I don't want to give up the network. I'm going to go to a PPO, but it's costing these insurance companies more money. So they're getting rid of or eliminating these plans or changing the benefits on these plans. So United Healthcare comes out and says 600,000 people are going to wake up the first couple days of October, get a letter and say you don't have coverage anymore.
And you're saying others are doing so millions of people will be affected.
Nationwide, there could be millions of people across the United States that are going to get similar letters to this, and then they're essentially going to have to figure out, what do I do? Now, again, they're in an enrollment period, so they're going to be able to pick new insurance, but you know...
It tells you there's trouble in this business.
It does, and it tells you the average consumer is going to be panicked by this because they're like, what do I do now? Right? So, like, it is a big thing. They're trying to actually, and again, I understand what the health insurance companies are doing. I mean, if they can't turn a profit, then they can't be in business. Right? So then if that goes away, then we go back to the supplement, which a lot of people can't afford. So it's just kind of a big circle. So this is good.
Go ahead, Rudy. Ask him. Go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead, Rudy. Go ahead, man.
Oh, hi, Marty. Hey, I have just a quick question for your guest. My wife and I, we both have HMO plans through UPMC for life. My wife has the RX choice for prescription drugs and stuff. I have chosen, with my health, not to take any drugs at all in my life. So I do not have RX. And I was just wondering what your opinion is of the HMO RX choice and the HMO no RX choice plans. What do you think about those?
Yeah, man. The individual plans, good plans. The only thing I would say about his decision, which is he has chose to take a plan that doesn't offer prescription coverage.
Why?
Because he says he doesn't take prescriptions. Here's the only thing that I would say about that is you have to have a prescription plan within 63 days of going on to Medicare.
Oh.
If you don't, you start accumulating a penalty.
Oh.
That penalty is 1% per month of the national.
Really?
Yeah. So it actually works out to about 33 cents a month. But say you went 10 years, Marty, without a drug plan. Right?
Yeah.
The plans that they have are good plans.
Yeah.
You know, but to really get to the heart of it, you know, what if he does absolutely need to get a drug that, you know, to pay full cost for, or is not really on the cost plus, which we were talking about before, and he needs to enroll in a drug plan later? You're looking at $40, $50 a month, depending on how long, and that penalty is every month for the rest of the life. So those are good plans, right? Want to make sure I'm clear with that, but you definitely want to try to have drug coverage if you can.
My man, you got to get drug coverage, brother.
Yeah. Well, I decided with that choice, I decided to stick with the choice that I have made. But if I do need drugs in the future, I would gladly pay for the drugs up front and out of pocket.
He said he'd gladly pay for the drugs if he needs them in the future up front and out of pocket. That could get exorbitant, brother.
And again, depending on what he gets, right? Like if he gets prescribed generics for the rest of his life, he's going to be fine, right? Just being honest. But if he gets something that's considered a tier 3, tier 4, a specialty medication, I mean, you could be literally talking thousands of dollars.
I get it, sir.
So, I mean, and again, no offense to him at all, you know, because all insurance is about risk, Marty.
Yeah.
He's just choosing to accept the risk if he ends up needing something. And that's his prerogative.
But let's be honest, you would not recommend that.
I would not for the average consumer recommend that.
I wouldn't either. And we're not picking on anybody.
Yeah, not at all.
There are other people in the same boat.
Yep.
All right. Can you hang?
Yeah.
All right, my man. We'll be right back. Man, I love this. It's Marty. Good paying jobs. Not just any jobs. Jobs that can support your family. Great benefits. Opportunities for advancement. This is the Pennsylvania Laborers District Council, representing construction workers and public sector employees. Over 500,000 strong. I love them. Phil Amaris leads this great union. He's one of my boys. He's one of my favorite people on earth. I'm serious. Pennsylvania Laborers District Council. Check them out, laborpa.org. They're powerful. I'm telling you, I love them.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Summer is here, and it's time to plan your style staycation with Bob's Discount Furniture, where you can find everyday low prices on the hottest styles. The comfiest Consumer Reports recommended mattresses, fast, friendly delivery, and flexible financing to fit your budget. Go to mybobs.com for details. So stock up and score everyday low prices, delivered on time all summer long at your nearest store or at mybobs.com.
Oh, my Bob! Bob's Discount Furniture. Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check you have your phone first, before the cab pulls away.
Hey, thanks, man. No, wait, my phone! Come back! It's my boarding pass, credit cards, phone numbers, my life! Come back!
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
If you didn't think skipping breakfast was a big deal, you'd be right. Before. But now, Wendy's has Buck Biscuits. We're talking sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, or even the Honey Buddy Chicken Biscuit. For just $1 each. Seriously, you can get all three if you want. They're just $1, so you'll never skip breakfast again. If you're smart. Breakfast for $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in the combo while supplies last.
A fire, it can change everything in seconds. But Service Master of Greater Pittsburgh is ready 24/7 to help restore what matters most. From smoke damage to full rebuilds, their experts are trained, trusted, and ready to work with your insurance. Fire damage? Demand the yellow van. And get back to normal faster.
Demand the yellow van. Call Service Master.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 80 degrees at 1:30. I'm David Colorado. We're working to confirm the specific details from Homeland Security officials, but eyewitnesses tell us there's an immigration enforcement taking place at this hour at the Emilianos along William Flynn Highway. Observers have been posting photos on social media of Northern Regional Police vehicles at the restaurant location in Gibsonia. Also reports of federal agents being at a second Emilianos in Cranberry as well.
Yeah, we are still here, so. Yeah, look at it.
That's the restaurant posting on social media. In the accompanying text, Emiliano says it's working with legal experts and community partners to support the people affected. Plum Borough School District students and visitors will be greeted by a new set of weapons detection systems in the district this school year. Assistant Superintendent Ashley Boyers tells KDKA Radio the administration would take a slower approach to screening students.
We just want to make sure that we have a good grasp on technology. Technology is an amazing thing, but it has its blips, and sometimes it can be false positives. We want to understand that, so when we do look to implement it with students, that we have a full understanding of the device and that we feel comfortable working with higher volume of folks going through the device for the screen.
President Trump is calling for a new U.S. Census, even though it's the middle of the decade. This comes as a battle over congressional districts plays out in Texas, with blue state leaders vowing to redraw their own districts as a countermeasure. The Constitution requires the census be taken every 10 years, and that was established at the top of each decade. The president is trying to eliminate the counting of non-citizens. A similar move in his first term was struck down by the Supreme Court. On Wall Street at this hour, the Dow is down 378 points. The Nasdaq has now joined the other indices on the downside. It's currently off by 9 points. The S&P 500 also down 26 points. KDK Radio News Time 1:32. Our next update's at 2 o'clock. I'm David Ballarado on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Hi, it's Lynn Hayes Freeland. Now, who doesn't like a good party? Well, how about a SIPS and Social Security happy hour? Sounds like fun, right? Well, Thursday, August 14th, you can join AARP Pennsylvania at Wiggle Whiskey for a little bit of food, a complimentary drink, and a ton of information about Social Security and exactly what AARP is doing to protect yours. Very simple process. Register at aarp.org/local and see you there.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. All the time I'm talking about auto accidents, big crashes, big wrecks. Call 1-800-GET-PHIL or 412-281-5005. Look, Phil DeLucente and Associates, they're in Pittsburgh. They give free, that's right, free consultations. Phil and Ken Nolan, his partner, handle auto cases. I've worked with them a lot. So call 1-800-GET-PHIL. Call Ken Nolan and Phil DeLucente now at 1-800-GET-PHIL today. They're the best, folks. The best breakfast, the best French toast I've ever had in my life. And that's a long life. The thick cut French toast, cinnamon bread, bananas, strawberries. Whoo! Oakmont Bakery. Unbelievable breakfast. Plus, the breakfast sandwiches are absolutely insanely good. Open 7 days, 6 a.m. Delicious.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will be warm with sunshine and some clouds and a high of 83. Clear to partly cloudy and mild tonight, low 67. Tomorrow, partly sunny skies and warm in the afternoon, high 85. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Eggland's Best, the only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best, better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Tomorrow on the Big K Morning Show, 5:30 until 10, getting you ready for the weekend. Details about the Parkway East closure, all coming up on the Big K Morning Show.
It's a complex dynamic, is it not? So let's get into it. I begged Lance O'Brien with MediConnect to hang. So now what do people do that get... By the way, you said something in the break that we got to be honest with people. Historically, because I've seen it and I've been in these homes and so has Patrick. You go to a senior citizen's home and on the counter of the table, who the hell cares where? 150 pieces of junk mail that's not open?
Oh, there's just stacks of mail, especially, if they're Medicare age from insurers. It's insane.
So they're going to get kicked off these plans. They're not going to open the mail. Are they, sir?
That's going to definitely happen to some people because we've seen it before when these things have happened. They get so much mail from insurers, they just throw it in the stack, even if it's the company they're with and they don't think anything of it. And the unfortunate thing that's going to definitely happen, because, again, we saw it as early as this past January. They're going to get to January, they're going to go to their doctor, they're going to go to the pharmacy, and they're going to be like, do you have your insurance card? Show it. Oh, that plan's not available anymore.
Whoa.
And they're going to have no insurance.
Whoa.
So not a good scenario at all.
All right, man. Give us some hope here. Give us a plan here, brother.
Well, again, I think the biggest thing is if this is the year you want to open your mail from your insurance carrier, I'd start there.
No joke.
Yeah. So there's a couple things. First thing is there's going to be the ANOC coming out in September. ANOC is an acronym, stands for Annual Notice of Changes. So that document's going to tell you, hey, this is what your plan was last year. This is what it's going to be this coming year.
So legit, open the damn mail, man.
Open the mail, right? That's the first defense against getting caught with your pants down, if you will, right? Yeah. So read that, see what's changing in your plan. If you get more mail from your company, make sure you look and open it. And just, again, we know what United Healthcare is doing. We don't know what everybody else is doing.
So they're going to cut people here, obviously. Of 600,000. I mean,
United Healthcare would say, yeah, because they have PPOs here. I'd say it was definitely a possibility, right? And they may not be alone. There could be other people that do it as well. So open your mail as the first line of defense, no doubt about it, right? After that, if you get the letter, right, if you have a broker that you trust and you work with, call them, right? If you don't and you're not sure what to do, call us. We'll help you walk through the scenario.
Someone you trust.
Someone you
that
trust.
knows this game.
Yes. That's trying to get you knowledge and information a couple months in advance so that, you are ready to go when it's time to make decisions.
And I'm not trying to be a jerk, but don't call an amateur. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just saying. Somebody just throwing up some social media, don't call an amateur.
Yeah,
right?
It's pretty easy now to find out if somebody really knows what they're doing.
How do you find out?
Well, think about it. What's one of the biggest indicators of whether somebody likes somebody's service these days? Google reviews, right?
No, that's true.
If I search somebody and they have a website and that website provides Google reviews and there's positive reviews, even if I don't know them, I should be able to get a pretty good idea of this person is legit or not legit. If they don't have a website, that to me would be pretty sketchy because most people who have a successful business and are helping people wanting to get their name out there have that, right? And make sure it's a website, not a social media page, because that's not a website. They're two different things, right? So, I think those would be the places that I would start.
Okay. I'm going to back up all the way to when you sent me this. Plan for higher health care costs in 2026. Projected Medicare Part B and Part D premiums. How much, man? What are you looking at here?
Yeah, so just a couple days ago, the 2025 Social Security and Medicare Trustees report came out.
Yeah.
And in page 204 of that report, they gave us...
I got to page 202.
You're a better man than I.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I looked for the headlines, my friend.
Yeah.
But they're projecting... Now, again, I want to make this absolutely clear. This is not set in stone, but this has generally been a good indicator of what's going to happen. They are projecting that Part B, which is what the seniors pay out of their Social Security if they're taking their Social Security for their Medicare, projects that the monthly premium is going to increase to $206.50 for 2026.
Up 11.6%.
Yeah, it's $185 right now. This would be one of the most significant increases to the Part B premium in all the time that I've been doing this.
And the same scenario, they're losing money, so they...
Well, they're trying to... yes. At the end of the day, 100% correct. They're trying to infuse more money from the consumer into it. Now, that's a lot of money for a senior living on a fixed income,
it is,
right?
Sir.
Now, the first thing, and this is where I really try to be as direct as possible.
Yeah.
What a lot of people are going to say is, they're taking all of my raise. Right. Well, there's actually laws because every year they're going to get a COLA increase, right? And in the same report, they're saying the COLA increase, cost of living adjustment, this year is supposed to be 2.6, 2.7%. So on the average Social Security check, because I want to put this in real numbers for people, average Social Security check is going to go up about $54 if these reports end where they could. They're going to shift probably a little bit one little way or the other, right? Yeah. $54 increase. Well, they're saying Medicare is going to take about 22 of that.
Oh.
Just for their Part B premium. So it's going to take about 40%. So, definitely not going to, it doesn't look like based on this report, there's going to be a massive influx of cash into the retired person who's living on Social Security alone this coming year because of these two factors. So people need to be prepared.
Honestly, stay in touch with your broker.
Yes.
Right?
Stay in touch with the people that you trust on this. Get good information. Yeah. Now, those rates, the final rates are going to come sometime mid to late October. So we'll be able to give the actual, but this is right from the Social Security report. They're not going to throw something out that's going to be wildly off. No. Right? So
you saw this coming, by the way. You predicted this.
Did.
You did.
Yes.
Because it's the game, and you know the game.
It is. I mean, we look at the advance notice that comes out in February, the final notice, which starts talking about indicators for Medicare and Social Security for the year. So, yes, we've been expecting something like this. Although I will say, if this increase holds, it's definitely going to be bigger than what we had expected. I was expecting, honestly, Marty, somewhere between $12 and $15.
Oh, so this is almost double what you expected.
This is close to double, yeah.
And it could change even more.
It could change even more, yes. But I wouldn't suspect it to be wildly because, as I said, this is a pretty significant jump. I could see it actually get dialed back a little bit more than get increased, just based on history.
I'm going all the way back to where we started because I'm fascinated by this cost plus drugs thing. So I'm going to hand you this page. Okay? Find a drug on there that you use and tell me the difference. But look at some of the drugs, like $1,000 drug they get for $25.
Yeah, I mean, Invocan is expensive. Now, lisinopril, that one would be one they'd want to use their plan for.
Give them the cost.
The cost on here for the lisinopril and the cost plus is $5.59 on almost every single Medicare drug plan, whether it's a Medicare Advantage plan or a prescription drug plan, that's going to be a zero.
Oh.
No cost for that.
So you got to explore this stuff.
You do have to explore. And again, that's why you want to make sure that you're sitting down with someone that not only knows how the plans work, but they do know what these alternative options are, because someone might be like Rudy. And again, I think Rudy's question was a great question. It was a fair question, right? Yeah. They might think, well, I'm just going to pay out of pocket. I don't want to use my insurance at all. Well, $5 a month, $6 a month, it adds up, especially if you're doing it on multiple drugs.
No, you're right.
This one would definitely be cheaper. One that we see a lot that I don't see here is gabapentin. Gabapentin used to be a tier 1 on a lot of plans.
What's it for?
Neuropathy.
How the hell do you know all this stuff? You're killing me.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's a it's usually taken by people who have diabetes to help them with pain.
I see.
Right? It's for neuropathy, essentially. I just do too much of this stuff, honestly. Yeah. Right? You know, I make the joke sometimes I could be a pharmacist, maybe.
Obviously.
But that used to be a tier 1, right? And then it started getting used a little bit nefariously, being honest with you, right?
To get high?
Open it up, crush it. Right, so they tried to make it a little bit harder to get.
Accelerant.
Yeah, try to get a little bit harder to get by raising the tiering on it, making a tier 2, tier 3. So then if it gets to a tier 3, again on most plans it's like $47, where a cost plus or a good RX you can get it for $12 to $15. Right. So again, being able to know how the plans, the prescriptions used to maybe be priced and how it can impact it is really important.
It could be cheapdrugs.com, but it's cost plus. And you mentioned, what's the other one, Blueberry?
Right here locally is Blueberry Pharmacy. They've been on our radio show on Saturdays. They do a really good job locally as well.
Good for them.
Yep.
My man, you're the best.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
I'm going to be, obviously, as this evolves, I'll be reaching out to you again and again and again. It's really important information. Lance O'Brien with MediConnect. They're really good people, and they're the best in the business. All right? All right.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Do you know what went down at the Viper Room the night River Phoenix died? Are you aware of how Steve McQueen escaped death at the hands of the Manson family? But what about the real-life brutal murder that inspired David Lynch's Twin Peaks? These stories and more are told in the Hollywoodland podcast, where true crime and Tinseltown collide. Follow and listen to Hollywoodland wherever you get your podcasts.
Tune in this Sunday morning at 8 for the Coons Cooking Hour with Rob Pratt and the Coons Market team, discussing smoked, barbecue, and slow-roasted pork recipes. It's the Coons Cooking Hour, presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your morning. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want while you sleep. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richard, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. Wake up to your friends. Weekday mornings on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Summer storms can spell disaster for your roof and more. At Home Genius Exteriors, we stop the damage before it starts. Call now during our summer savings event and get 50% off materials for your new roof. Plus, get no interest and no payments till 2027. Call Home Genius Exteriors at 855-UR-GENIUS to schedule your free roof and attic inspection. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Summer's in Pittsburgh, and if you hate to paint, do what your neighbor Judy did. She called Rhino Shield.
After having the house painted with kind of usual house paint, I was seeing cracks appearing about every 3 years and just wasn't very satisfied with that.
Rhino Shield's a ceramic coating specifically formulated for our unique climate.
I can't speak highly enough about the Rhino Shield crew. They also were great at working with me to get the exact right color because I was very particular.
And right now you can get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 10% off the regular price. Plus, there's more great news. Rhino Shield has partnered with Green Sky Financing to offer affordable monthly payments with 0% interest loans to qualified customers.
I would not hesitate to call Rhino Shield and recommend Rhino Shield to my friends and neighbors and family.
Here's Rhino Shield Shane Smith.
Call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint. Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey folks, Marty here, Voss TV and Appliance. You'll find the best prices and selection name brand TVs and appliances. Third generation family business that's built on relationships, not commissions. From sales, installation at Voss, Rick, Matt, the entire Voss team are experts who know appliances and TVs inside and out. They won't leave you hanging after the sale. Visit Voss, South Hill Showroom, 412-650-VOSS, 412-650-VOSS. The best prices guaranteed.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. Matthews International said Tesla's recent attempt to overturn an arbiter's decision that the Pittsburgh-based manufacturer owns the technology that goes into producing electric vehicle batteries for the automaker shows how important it is. Tesla has been battling Matthews for more than a year over the dry battery electrode technology, with 2 lawsuits claiming the company violated federal and state of California trade secret acts by providing competitors the same innovations. Matthews and Tesla have been working together since 2019 on the process for the lithium batteries that power Tesla's vehicles. Also, Claire's, a suburban Chicago-based retail chain that offers a mix of jewelry and accessory to teens and has a major presence in Pittsburgh area malls, has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. The company's second after a previous filing in 2018. According to court documents, Claire's Boutiques Incorporated filed for Chapter 11 in the United States Bankruptcy Court for the District of Delaware yesterday, with the 4 largest creditors listed owed a total of more than $14.7 million in major landlords throughout the country listed among them. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to PittsburghBusinessTimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I was messing with the AI stuff last week, though, with Patrick. But it's legit and it's real and it's insanely vital information and it's changing our business. And if you don't use it, that's on you, man. Because what's wild is the platform we use. What's it called? Grok? What is it, Patrick? Grok? What the hell is it?
Grok.
It's really cool. And then they sent a note this morning that he's now creating videos. Now, how will that work?
Yeah, so you've been able to do that. So you can use the AI, tell it what you want, and it'll create a video of, what you're asked to do.
One of the guys...
Now, they're doing it for free for now, for like a trial period.
Like one of the guys who has a local business said that he uses it to make commercials.
Yeah, a lot of people are using it for marketing materials.
So hold on. I mean, we got to do this because I got to see this happening because I'm kind of confused. It creates what? Fake images? What? Fake...
You can ask it to create a video of 2 women and give it specifics of what you want them to look like, having a conversation about, bath soap.
We got to do that.
And it'll create a conversation. You tell it what you want to say.
And I haven't seen it yet. Does it look? I mean, is it believable, or can you?
There are
tell?
some of them that you wouldn't know, but some of them, the ones that aren't as good, you'll notice the lips don't really match necessarily.
But one of the local
they're getting
guys,
they're getting so good that they're actually using these, TV broadcasts. So they're taking videos, things that are in different languages and different companies. When they're dubbed, they're running those through AI, and it matches the lips, so it looks more natural in that different language.
And the app we're going to try the video. This is Musk's thing, right?
Yeah. We'll do the one through Grok. But ChatGPT has that function. You can do it there too.
In fact, Larry told us that one of his sponsors found this. What's he said? He pays $20 a month.
Yeah. He pays $20 a month for access to the service,
and it makes him like 3 commercials a month.
Yeah.
With people in them.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Exactly.
Wow.
Having conversation about whatever the item was.
Kind of where it's headed. All of this.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, and there are ones, some will allow it, some will not, but you can have it look like a celebrity saying and doing these things.
I see.
So, there's some legal implications there.
Yeah. All right, so let's try and do that today. I need to learn how to do that. That's fascinating to me. I mean, you've made videos with AI before. We've seen them with celebrities. We've seen them with politicians.
Yeah, the early ones were not good.
No. You could tell immediately.
They've advanced tremendously. I mean, since we did that was, maybe a year ago?
Yeah.
It leaps and bounds.
And I sent something to Patrick this morning because Musk is now posting about this, so obviously he wants people to try and embrace this.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. Well, it's a revenue stream for them, too. One, yes, it is cool and it's neat that you can do these things, but it's definitely a revenue stream because, they're charging, $20 a month for some of these.
Okay. The other thing I want to talk about, by the way, this is what Musk sent out, and I sent this to Patrick. For the next few days, Grok image video generation is free to all U.S. users. Download the Grok app and try it out. So I'm going to try it. We're going to try it. And what he wants to do is get people involved, and then I guess they'll charge a fee at some point, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
And a lot of people, we pay for the premium services on X.
I see.
So that's one reason that we already have some of the access.
I see. All right, let's check that out later. The other thing I want, did she have this audio from Dean Cain? I'm fascinated by this. Do you have the audio? Yeah, please. It's not a she. It's Trevin. I can't see through the window, so I never know who I'm pointing at here. This is Dean Cain, former Superman. Please play the clip. Oh, you don't have it. Okay, they don't have it. So Dean Cain is now promoting joining ICE. I find this fascinating, and one of my boys reached out this morning and is actually taking a look at this. They have now changed. They're so desperate for bodies to enforce the law, immigration issues, that they're giving, a $50,000 signing bonus, federal benefits pay, and student loan forgiveness. Wow. And they dropped the age requirements. So they're suggesting that back in the day there was an age limit when you could be a federal agent. No more. In fact, the age limit for like FBI is really low, in the 30s. And you have to retire with the FBI in your 50s. ICE is saying they're going to change the limit. I have a friend, Mad Max, who's very, very tied into security, very tied into technology, very tied into law enforcement, sent me a note last night and said, I am going to take a look. I'm talking to my wife, and we're going to take a look at the possibility. It says no age gap. Join now. ICE. And Max sent me a note. I would seriously consider this with my prior military experience. I mentioned it to my friend. He has friends who are work for ICE right now. They're going to need them. I just got a text. Breaking news. 2 state troopers have just been shot outside of Scranton. 2 state troopers have just been shot outside of Scranton. Horrible. This is just coming in from law enforcement sources. We will get as much information on that as possible and follow up. That's awful.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh.